I was looking for a very specific gift for you when I was in Japan, and I had to explain what it was. So let me pass the here.
I didn't know that's what I was looking for.
Go ahead.
No, save this for the podcast. Save this shit for the podcast. I want to find out. I need to find out on the podcast.
What is up? Welcome back to Bleach Boys Japan Trip Special. We've returned. I have with me my fiance, Katie. Say hello.
Hello.
We're sharing a microphone because, that's just how we do on the set here. Of course, Jose's here, Pythes. We're all good to go.
Let's go.
Welcome back, everyone. We call it the filler arc set of the podcast.
Yeah, it's all filler.
There's no Bleach going on, so we're in the Bout Boys filler arc.
Me and Pythes will let's get it out of the way real quick and be like, what did we do while they were gone?
Okay, yeah, let's go. Jose, what did you do while we were gone?
Absolutely nothing.
All right.
I missed you.
Pythes, next one.
I played like 100 more hours of Baldur's Gate 3 and like 20 more hours of Monster Hunter.
Wow, it's exciting stuff.
Exciting, right?
Oh, Pythes, that reminds me. I do have gifts for you, and I need to mail them out, but I did buy you gifts from Japan.
Really?
Of course, Pythes. Of course. One of them is obviously Monster Hunter related, but they had a Monster Hunter shop in Japan, so I got you something.
Yeah, they need to keep me out of that shop when I go.
The gifts at the Monster Hunter shop were kind of dog shit. So we looked for a while. I had Katie basically follow me around, and we walked circles in the shop over and over again. Not a lot of good pickings from the Monster Hunter shop, unfortunately. It's just like the Japanese people love their knickknacks. So it's just like a lot of like keychains and acrylic stands and that's kind of it. It wasn't really anything exciting or that would knock your socks off.
Would it surprise you to note that sitting directly across from me is like 9 Monster Hunter keychains?
Nope, that wouldn't knock my socks off at all. All right. Well, Japan, we were there for 2 weeks. We did it all. I feel like we did close to it all. We basically did the center part of Japan, where if you guys didn't know, Japan is actually really huge. Somebody might have found that out mid-trip.
Really?
Japan is probably, maybe bigger than California. Pretty things are pretty spread out depending where you're going.
It's very rural, right?
Yep.
Parts of it, yeah.
Thoughts?
I mean, looking at it on a map, it is not that big. It is like the size of California.
Well, I just found out about. Did you know the map that everybody bases all of their travel decisions off? The country sizes are not accurate.
Yeah, I knew that.
Like it didn't help you when we were in Japan.
Japan is compared to California
Wait,
in size.
I thought you did like cartography and stuff like that.
That's why I know that.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, well, it didn't help when there's a 3-hour train ride that we ended up hopping on at some point in this trip.
It was so close. It was so close on the map.
We'll start off chronologically. We'll go through our Japan trip. I will spoiler alert. How much do you think we spent total in Japan?
So much. Like maybe like 4,000 or 5,000.
Okay.
Easy.
I'm thinking personal budget, maybe $8,000 is what I ended up with on that one.
Jesus Christ.
Pythes is like, hell no.
And that was probably
Okay.
we walked into
Future Sam.
Yeah, go ahead.
Future Sam editing the video. Please put the picture you posted on Instagram of your wall of shit you bought.
Okay, got it. Noted. 1 second. Katie just unplugged herself from the microphone. I knew immediately something was up because I lost hearing in one of my ears, and that's because somebody's fucking with it.
Oh, that's what that was? I was like, what the hell was that?
Yes,
I just ignored it.
I was playing with the coins.
it's just the fucking worst.
Wouldn't be Weebs Guild without Scuff.
Yeah.
Yup.
So we landed down in Haneda Airport, right?
Yes, correct.
And that is the one that is closer to Tokyo.
Mm-hmm.
We were going to try to take a subway or a train or
Like a limousine.
a
bus.
limousine bus is what we were going to try to take. And
Ooh.
the perks of a limousine bus is they will store all your luggage like a bus. You put your luggage in the bus. You don't got to pay anything extra. They take you all the way there. It's a limousine bus, so the seats are really nice. There's Wi-Fi on it. It's
Not
bougie.
that we would know.
Yes. That thing apparently discontinued. Doesn't happen.
Ah.
And that was on our agenda, was to take a limousine
Limousine
bus. Not a thing. Not from Haneda Airport. Don't know. So there's a thing, if you look it up in Japan, Ubers are super fucking nice. Super, super nice. Like they show up wearing suits. They open all the doors for you. They load all of your luggage for you. It is like a limousine, basically. In Japan, an Uber is like a limousine. So that being said, they're very, very expensive. Very, very, very expensive.
Is
Much
it
more
because
expensive.
do you have to tip them?
No. So
okay.
they do give you an offer to tip. So in Japan, tipping culture is not a thing. You're not supposed to tip people. It's seen as a disgrace. It's seen as basically if you tip somebody, you're saying you need this more than I do. So because of that, things are very, very cheap in Japan because you don't have to tip where you would normally have to tip.
Mm-hmm.
So she got her hair done in Japan. Like she went to a salon. Don't have to tip. Don't have to do anything like that. They don't want it. Not interested. They're just doing it like their prices are reasonable for what they expect. Same thing with Ubers. They're expensive. You don't have to tip. The app still offers a choice to tip, but it's only $1, $2, or $3. That's
Gotcha.
the only
It
option.
wasn't
They give
nothing
to you.
crazy.
So just like it's like here you go. Like thank you. Like great service. You know, we were gonna try to not Uber almost at all, but we could not. Fucking landed down in Japan. Our flight, by the way, was delayed for 5 hours in the John Wayne fucking airport or LAX, not John Wayne. In the LAX airport, we sat there for fucking 5 hours. The first night we were going to be there, we were going to stay at the Ritz-Carlton in Roppongi, which is like super fucking nice. The nicest hotel we're staying in. Didn't get to enjoy any of that because we didn't even land down until like 11 o'clock Japanese time. Barely made it to the hotel before midnight. And midnight is, you know, if you make before... When midnight happens at a hotel, it rolls over and they assume you're not going to show up. So real touch and go as we're going through Roppongi. So we ended up Ubering the first time. We got there. We were trying to figure out where to go. We just called a fucking Uber. We're like, take us to the fucking hotel, load up our bags. We're going to go straight there. No problem. And it was nice. The hotel was super fucking nice. And someone was a big hater on Roppongi before we even went. I'll give her chance to defend herself. Because Roppongi also contains the red light district. That is very famously where the classic red light district is. So someone was not pleased learning that we were staying in Roppongi, even though it's the Ritz-Carlton in Tokyo, like Roppongi. It's super nice. What's your review after the fact?
It was super fucking nice.
She's like, I liked it.
Yeah,
There were prostitutes everywhere, but they were like high end.
Yeah, the first morning we went out, so we got there, woke up probably like 8, 9 o'clock. This is where we very quickly learned. There's going to be a lot of generalizations I'm going to throw out here. They're 100% accurate. Don't bother looking them up. Japanese people don't wake up early. It's not a thing. The only time they're waking up early is to go to work. So a lot of the stuff that you would expect to be open early, let's say an example, a donut shop, is not going to be open until 11 o'clock. It's just not going to happen. Any stores?
What about the 7-Elevens?
7-Elevens
7-Elevens are open.
24 hours.
Ramen shops are open.
Let's go.
That's all you're going to get that early. Nothing else will be open at that time. You need to wait until closer to lunchtime if you want to have anything. But that being said, when we walked out in the morning, that was when we first started seeing drunks everywhere in the morning because people have just stayed up all night. They just stayed up the whole night drinking. And prostitutes because they're just like still walking with their clients, like walking around through the streets. And it's like, all right, cool. Like a lot of foreigners with prostitutes as we're walking around. I don't imagine like, you see that one? You see that one? Like look at that one over there. And it's just people just going about their day, just doing the thing. Everybody's very, very nice. It was a windy cold when we were up there, but I think that was the best time. I'd rather be cold than hot.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Same.
So Roppongi was a huge success. We actually ended up going back to Roppongi a couple of times. Spoiler alert for anybody who's like, man, I can't wait to hear all the good food they ate when they traveled across Japan. You're going to hate this vacation trip. You're going to absolutely despise it. You're going to potentially think our trip to Japan was wasted on us because we did not eat any Japanese food. Not a single fucking bit of Japanese food. The only time either of us branched out is she had a black egg in Hakone. And
I had miso soup at Denny's.
And miso soup at Denny's.
No, you at a Denny's?
How was the black egg? I've wanted to try one of those.
It tasted just like a hard-boiled egg.
Is it like the
Alright,
ones that you
works
can
for
get at
me.
the shrine?
What'd you say?
Is it like the ones that you can get at a shrine?
Yeah, it was like only found in this place because there's a hot spring. But
Yeah.
The only difference is that the eggshell's black.
Oh, but
Everything
that's just
else
because
is
of the way it's
exactly
dipped into the hot spring,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
It's
Yes.
like sulfur or something.
Yeah, so this one was in a mountaintop in Hakone where you go up there and this is their whole like souvenir thing. They have a whole gift shop that is black egg themed items where you get actual black eggs, but you also get black egg chocolate, black egg candy, black egg cookies. Yes, black egg Hello Kitty.
Oekandai.
I don't remember what the mountain
It
was
was
called.
like, it had a name.
But that's like their whole thing. And it's basically you go to the top of this mountain. There is active sulfur like gases coming out of the top of this mountain. And part of it is they take the eggs and dip them into the hot springs, the volcanic hot springs. And it takes the calcium from the hot springs and the minerals and they get attached to the egg. And it's supposed to be super, super healthy.
Yeah, it says if you eat one every single day, you'll live forever.
Damn, let's go. How did it smell?
I mean, it smelled like ass.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just making sure because you guys are saying it's like sulfur deposits all over the place.
It was very strong.
Okay, so
Sam was not having it.
Well, I walked off the thing. I'm like, fuck, it smells like ass. And she's like, shh. Just like, it's like,
Yeah, because he's also screaming that.
Yeah, I can see that.
it was gross, Jose. I wanted to gag. I got off the fucking thing. We took the scariest ride of my life up the side of this mountain. I cannot even tell you.
Oh, is that the gondola thing?
Oh my fucking god! So we took a cable car, which, by the way, we're gonna hop all over the place. This is not chronological order. We're in Hakone, which is basically I was described to me as the Big Bear of Japan, where it's like this cute little mountain town. They're known for their natural hot springs. So a lot of the hotels up there have private hot springs, private onsen inside of the room. So that's the whole reason we went up there. We stayed at a nice IHG property, Hotel Indigo, and it had private hot springs that face this river in every single room. So very, very cool. And we went up there, but part of it is next to Hakone, you can go up the side of a mountain, and you're supposed to, if the day is clear, you get a beautiful view of Mount Fuji, like fucking amazing.
Which we got.
Yeah, we did. But to get to the top of the mountain, you have to you could Uber, which we learned very quickly was like a 10-minute Uber to get to the other side. So there's the top of the mountain, and then there's a lake where they have like pirate ships that sail around the lake.
Oh, that's so cool.
So that was on our agenda to do both of them. Part of that, someone didn't know how far apart they were and how long it takes. So to go around the mountain, 10-minute Uber ride, like super fucking quick.
But like Big Bear, where you're winding up the side of a mountain. So it was not like an easy little whoop.
Yes. And to go straight up the mountain, it's I have been described to me, I thought it was fine, but outside sources have said the shittiest walk to a train station they've ever done in all of Japan.
What was wrong with it?
It was fucked up, Jose. It was so horrible.
In Google Maps, okay, it's like it's a 10-minute walk, not even 10 minutes, like 7-minute walk.
Would you say it was like that hike where it was just around the corner?
It was exactly like that, Jose. So for reference, we went on a hike with Jose, and I hate hikes. So
well, this is also her. I love hiking. Let me know when you guys are going to go hiking next
I
time.
like a leisurely trail.
And Sam goes,
in nature.
listen, she doesn't like hiking. She just likes to say that she likes hiking.
I like the idea of hiking.
There you go.
Every single time we went around a corner, Jose kept saying, "This is the top. We're almost there. Just one more time." That happened fucking 3 times before we made it to the top. I was so mad.
So we had a similar experience where we walk out this hotel, and I'm like, Google Maps is everything in Japan. Google Maps is, you have to have it. It's so like needed. It tells you the subways to get on. It tells you what time they're going to leave, what type of train you're getting on. It tells you fucking everything. It's crazy. So part of this was like, okay, to get to the top of the mountain, you're going to take a train car. Then you're going to go onto a gondola. But to get
a cable car.
a cable car. Yeah.
It's a ropeway.
But to get to any of that stuff, you need to walk to the station first. And they have a bus that takes you up there, like from the hotel. And I'm like, bus doesn't leave for another 40 minutes. Google says 7-minute walk to this subway. Like, let's just fucking walk it. Fuck it. Like, 7-minute walk. Let's just fucking do this thing. The 7-minute walk, literally, we turn out the hotel. We're walking. And you have to pass through, like, fucking weeds and walk up this, like, 1,000-year-old, like, stone steps up the side of a mountain. Like, up the side of a literal mountain.
It was so steep.
Yeah, and it's like winding and twisting, and we get to like a halfway point, and we pass this old couple who has to take a break because it's so fucked up. And we're just walking up this, and she hates anything. Like, Jose, she hates hikes. She's not about that life. And it was so long. It was so steep. Someone was having a fit.
Yeah, I can attest.
She's like, yes.
And
I would too.
she wore like a
I
nice.
do not fuck with heights.
She wore a nice dress because there's gonna be like a nice little cute like on top of the mountain, fancy shoes, and we're like going up concrete steps through a forest, like up the side of a mountain. It was wild.
Yeah, it was fucked up. I will not be doing that again. So if Google Maps says 7 minutes in Japan, that means nothing because it took us way longer than 7 minutes to get up the side of that mountain.
All the rest.
Well, someone needed to take mini breaks
Yeah.
and decide if she was going to continue on or if I was going to have to call her an Uber to come get her because she's going to go back down.
I tried to quit multiple times. I was told
I would-
no. There was an attempt.
I would like to ask my boy Sam why you weren't chivalrous and offer to carry her on your big muscular back.
Okay. Now, this is just between the boys here. I was also struggling on that. It was some fucked up steps. And we get to the halfway point, and like we see the street, and she's just like, I'm done. I'm not doing anymore. Call me a car. I'm not going up anymore. And there's one more flight of stairs. You can see the top, but it is fucking steep. So steep to get to the top. So it's us and this fucking 80-year-old Japanese couple. We're just sitting on the side of a road, just like catching our breath. Just like it is brutal.
Going at
And
the
you
same
know
rate.
They're struggling. That we're struggling because they're all fit as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was bad.
Did you give each other the nod?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like, you too?
I was like, I feel that.
But then, the day was fucked from the start because, like, that was horrible. Then we take a cable car where the cable car is fucking packed. Like, this little cable car, classic kind of like the San Francisco cable car where it's just taking up a little slope. That's all. But it keeps picking up more people, picking up more people. It's like, Jesus, we're not going to fit any more people in here. So we finally make it to the top, and now we're getting on these cable cars. These cable cars, they are ropeway. I don't know, what do you call it? Ropeway, gondola? What is it?
Gondola's a boat, so like a.
What do you think a gondola?
Wait, I thought a gondola was also still like a little like.
Well, they call
thing.
it like the Hakone ropeway, so you have to take the cable car to the portion to get on the ropeway, and the ropeway is kind of like Palm Springs or like Tahoe, where you're just kind of like in
It
the
just like picks
floating-
you up and then
Yeah.
So it's
like
kinda
up,
one of those
right?
trams that are
Yeah.
attached to ropes. I don't know what the exact word of that is called, but it holds probably about, I would say 20 people. If they really wanted to pack it, it could hold 20 people. And it goes steep up the side of this fucking mountain. It
I
was
would hate
going
that.
high, Jose. And so we're getting up there, and each time, this is the same way with any of them, like the Palm Springs one. Each time it goes over one of the poles where it's like, it's holding it, it bounces.
It does a
I'm
little
like,
like.
oh my God, I'm going to die. And
It
Okay.
looks like it's just like on hooks like this,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly.
yeah,
Fuck
and it's going
that.
up. It's
Oh.
fine. You're not that big of a deal while it's going up because you can kind of trick yourself. Like, look at the mountainside as you're going up because it's not that far. Not that far. Although sometimes we're really high off the ground. I'm like, we're going to die if we touch the ground. It gets to the top. It gets to the top. And it's now a straight shoot across. But we're basically crossing an open, like, volcanic gorge. So they have these fucking hot springs, like mineral ashes coming out, and they have signs all over. If the activity gets too bad, they will shut it down. They will not let anybody go. They will stop the trams. Everything will stop. And you're fucking high up because it goes way down. It's like a canyon.
It's
Jesus.
a like, volcanic valley, so where like the gas emissions come, that is going up into.
Isn't
our
that
cable
toxic
car.
for like breathing?
Well, they
It's
also
not for like those with asthma, those who are pregnant.
Katie, you have asthma.
I mean, it was too late. No turning back at that point.
and they also have signs when you get there. Please be aware that it might start shooting shit up from the ground, and if that happens, please go inside the nearest store.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Like, yeah, if anything like starts happening, if the volcano starts erupting, like please just like retreat inside.
That's like playing.
That's gonna save us.
It's like playing Dark Souls, man. Even the world's trying to kill you.
Yep. So we get to this thing, and they have like an announcer going the whole time, and we get over to the fucking canyon where we're now like 1,000 feet in the air. I'm gonna die. And they go, if you look to your right, you can see Mount Fuji, and it was beautiful. We could see Mount Fuji. It was a clear day. It was amazing.
Now
but
let me tell you my point of view. I thought Mount Fuji was awesome, and I was looking at it until I got smacked and yelled at to stop moving because I'm shaking the cable car and I'm scaring Sam.
You smacked her on the head.
okay, now it wasn't to her in particular, but she was part of the problem because we're in this thing. Something we've learned also is Japanese people love photos. They love like photo taking opportunities.
Photo ops.
So like a lot of the stuff that we go to, we did like Shibuya Sky, we did Tokyo Tower, we did all this stuff. They love high spots, especially when they take a photo. So when there was a moment to take a photo of Mount Fuji in that cable car, everybody rotated to one side of the cable car. I thought I was dead, Jose. I thought I was gonna fucking die. The goddamn cable car, I could feel it
Were you
swaying.
like-
Dude, I was like, and then she's trying to crawl over my lap to take a picture. I'm like, I'm dead. I'm fucking
I
dead.
wanted to see Mount Fuji.
I'm like, it is game over. I started praying to any god that would hear me. I'm like, I'm gonna smash into the ground. It's gonna be fucking over.
Well,
Oh,
also,
no.
his big ass head is right where Mount Fuji is, so nobody can see around him.
Damn.
Yeah.
There's just no winning for you, Katie.
Oh,
You could die of asthma or like inhaling something, and then now you can't see Mount Fuji while you're dying.
I know, it was fucked up. I was just trying to have a good time.
I was having a horrible time. So I would never recommend it again. And then imagine my surprise. We get to the top of the mountain. And like, okay, well, let's go check out the pirate ships. We have to take the cable car back down, back to the other side of the mountain, which means, by the way, when we come back, I now have to go up again, across the gorge, back down. I'm like, I'm going to die. I can't do it again. I can't fucking do it again. I just fucking... Now, we take this thing down, and we actually, when we get to the other side of the mountain, is where we saw like a bunch of Evangelion stuff.
Oh,
because I guess in one of
sick.
the movies, they fight in this lake that is there. They
Lake Ahinoko.
Lake Ahinoko.
Yeah.
They fight one of the angels in this lake as part of like the show. So they have all kinds of they have like the Eva unit there. They have a whole bunch of pictures of the cast like hanging out at the lake, like having a great time. Now my saving grace, we had at the hotel, they offered a bus for free to take you from the mountain back to the main subway
The
station.
same bus that would have taken us to that train station.
Yes, correct. But this one takes us down the mountain for free with all of our luggage. So we're like, okay, awesome. But they told us when you're checking in, like it fills up super quick, and you have to reserve it ahead of time. You need to tell us when you want to be there. Like we have a 2:30, and they said like the 4 o'clock one was like when we checked in was pretty much full. So we did 2:30. It was like 1:45 when we got down to the other side of the mountain. I was like, oh shucks, like the trip back up the mountain is 30 minutes. Like there's no way we're gonna make it if we go back up the mountain. So that's when we found out that if you call an Uber, it's literally like 10 minutes to go. It was an hour to go up the mountain and back down and around the other side. 10 minutes if you just take an Uber to go around.
Because
Dude.
it skips the whole volcanic valley.
Yeah,
going
it just goes
it.
around, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So it was super quick. So I was like, thank God. Like, thank you. I don't have to go back over that fucking thing. So we just took an Uber, and we had the most lovely Uber driver, this old man. And he
was
spoke
so
like a
precious.
little bit of English. And we were going by Japanese tall grass. Japanese. And we're like, like, thank you. Yeah.
Oh, that's
He's
sweet,
like giving us
though.
the tour to the best of his ability. Like, so with his very minor English, he was so nice.
Did you guys speak any Japanese at all while you guys were out there?
Yeah, we did pretty good.
Arigato gozaimasu is like, thank you very much.
Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa. Ohio is good
Ohio
morning.
gozaimasu.
Konbawa. Sumimasen is both please
and
and
excuse me, right?
Excuse me. And I think sorry also. Is that a thing? Sorry. Yeah, I think it's excuse me and sorry is the two that it doubles as. And that's it. And
Yeah.
what was that?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
You didn't do the.
Well, a lot of stuff in Japan. So people ask me a lot when I came back, like, well, how did you communicate with everybody? Like, tourism is such a huge part of like Japan, such a huge part of Tokyo in particular. The three main places we went to: Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka. They're huge cities all the way across the board, and tourism is such a huge part of that everywhere you go, they have basically like placemats right on the counter. Any restaurant you go, any store you go to, anything has placemats right on the counter, and there's pictures, and so you can just point. You just point. A lot of times they'll go like,
okay.
even on the bag, like, would you like a bag? And you can just point. You know, and like that's how they know. But most of them speak an amount of broken English, and have to like bag, and you can go no,
Cash or
yes,
card.
cash or card. You know, they point you to where you want to go. So the basics are not bad, but we never found someone that we could have a full blown like communication with.
Yeah.
We did have one lady. It was on, we went to Setsuban, which is a first day of spring celebration. And we went to a side like little anime shop. We were like walking down the side street, and this really nice, she spoke pretty fucking good English. And we found out she used to live in Orange County.
Oh, what?
Yeah, she used to live over here for a little bit. And she was just full on talking. It was like, where are you guys from? Like, and we're like, oh, like, California. Like, oh, where at? Like Orange County. Oh, me too. Me too. Like, I came from there.
Hello?
And so she was so nice. And we were trying to ask her, so we were fucking lost, of course. Like, where the fuck's the temple we get? And she directed us. She's like, yeah, okay, you gotta go this way. You gotta go around. And there's like thousands of people here. Like, so fucking busy. We got interviewed to be on the news.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
They didn't use our take, which is fucking bullshit.
We did watch 2 hours of the Japanese news to find out that they did not use us.
Well, she was like, hey, so we're roaming the streets, and I'm like tall as fuck. Like, it shouldn't be a surprise. I tower over everybody. So we're walking around, and we get stopped by, and this girl speaks perfect English. She's like, hi, like, excuse me, like, are you guys tourists? And we're like, what gave it away? Like, you
Yeah.
know, like, and she's like, oh, well, do you guys want, like, we're Channel 5 News. Like, do you want to take a second to do a quick interview? We're talking about Japanese Valentine's Day and, like, how it's celebrated here versus America. I'm like, fucking sure. Like, let's fucking do it. So basically they had two other Japanese guys with her, and one had the camera and one had a list of questions, and he would read the question in Japanese. The girl who spoke English would then translate it to us. We would answer it, then she would translate it back to them, and they would get, their responses or whatever. And it was basically telling us how in Japan, Valentine's Day is the woman getting stuff for the guy. and white day is the guy getting stuff for the girl, which if he reciprocates, exactly.
So white day's like a day or two afterwards, right?
I think they said white day is like in March.
Yeah,
Oh, it's a
Yeah.
wow. Oh,
so
okay.
like the girl has to stew for a little bit, stressing.
Let's go. Bring that to America. Come on.
So, but a lot of it was like, oh, well, what would you think if like the Japanese people celebrate it this way? I already knew that shit from Bleach Boys.
Yeah, I was gonna
I already
say.
had that shit in the bag. But let me tell you, I don't know. And she's like, well, what if I told you we had a holiday where the men celebrate for just the women? I was like, that would be really cool. It's like I already knew all of that from fucking Bleach Boys. So it's already in the bag. But
You shouldn't have lied.
dude, well,
Yeah.
You
we
should
were
have just went full in.
we were answering it, and she was like, great answer. She was pumping us up, and we were doing it. We even got done with the interview, and she's like, you guys will definitely be on there. You guys give such good answers, especially this one you gave. You'll definitely be on there. And I was like, nice. So fucking Saturday night in Japan, I have us holed up in our hotel watching the most bootleg live stream I could find of Channel 5 News in Japan, because it's not on the TV for some reason. Can't fucking find it. We watched 2 hours of Japanese TV, like a panel show where they're talking about Valentine's Day, only to find out that just another white couple.
Damn.
The fucking betrayal. We were not even in it a single time.
Nothing. It was not
They
worth
fucking
it.
did you guys dirty.
Yeah.
Now she did say
If
we
only-
are
Only
interviewing
you
other
talked about
people.
Bleach.
Yeah, if only. She said they are talking to other people, but she said really good chance that you guys make it because your answers were super good. Bullshit.
But she said
Should've-
that to everybody.
Should have hit her with the, yeah, so I know all of this from Bleach Brave Souls. Let me tell you.
She was amping us up because she's like, hey, we're gonna get more viewers. Watch Channel 5. It's gonna be perfect. She totally gassed us right up. Oh, and then get this. So same day we're at Setsuban. We're what's the temple we went to for Setsuban? Sensoji Temple. It's huge, like huge celebration. Everybody's doing their rituals. We do the one a good fortune ritual where everything costs yen. It's yen donations to this temple because obviously you're donating to the temple or whatever it may be. And you basically roll this big metal thing and a little stick falls out. And it has a couple symbols on it. And then you find the matching container with a couple symbols on the wall, and you read a fortune. If fortune's good, you keep it. You get to come home with it. You keep it. It's like good luck. If the fortune is bad, you're supposed to tie it up and then put it on this little wall and never see it again. That was cool. I don't remember what our fortunes were. Hers was really good. It was like you could expect great money or something in your future. Mine was like, your day will be pretty good.
It was like fair or something.
You're like, damn it.
It's like your future looks all right. That was
Like,
about what
yeah,
mine was.
I guess you could live another day. Katie, on the other hand, you're going to be
Like,
rich.
you're gonna be great.
Yeah. I was like, that's some shit. So after we did the fortune one, that was fine. Now get this shit, you guys. Get fucking this shit. So there's this one where you scoop water up. You basically
I know which one.
You
Yeah.
pray in front of it. You clap. You pray in front of it. You scoop the water up and you wash your hands with it, and then you put it back. So I'm trying to gather all of our shit here and trying to make sure we're all in order. I look over. Katie has water running from her lips.
Was she drinking it?
I'm like, I know damn well you didn't just drink that water. She's just like, I can't drink that water. It's running down her lips. I'm like,
I read the sign. It said to put the cup or whatever up to your lips, and I saw other people doing it. It was
Just water running.
and it was nasty looking water. It was gross. And she just has it coming off her fucking lips all over.
Katie, maybe that's why your lips are super chapped.
I mean, it could be. It fucked me.
Just bacteria water fucking everywhere. So we
Hey,
did.
maybe that's why I got sick. I got so sick in Japan.
Yeah, she did. She got really, really sick. We were
Wonder
good.
why.
Just
People
drinking.
doing it. I
Was
swear.
everyone just looking, going
No, because they were doing the same thing. Sam was
Well,
the
they
only
were-
one who brought attention to it.
they were legit doing this?
No, you have to wash your hands and then just tap your mouth. That's all I did. You put your hands in the water and they just go.
Then why were you drenched?
There was a
Because
lot
my
of-
hand was wet.
It's more like this, huh?
I
cupping
just did
it.
the once, just the once.
Yeah, it was brutal. Then they have another one where you light a little incense thing, and they give you a bundle of incense. And this idiot that I'm just watching, I don't know who this person is. she lights the back side of the incense, the complete wrong
The
side.
bottom?
So the bottom part of the incense, and she's like, everybody else is walking like their incense is burning nice flames. Hers is like a fucking Olympic torch, and she's like, this thing over.
I lit the paper on fire. I mean, I don't know. I have no explanation for that one.
Yo, the spirits over there be hating on Katie.
Yeah, they're just like, fuck this bitch. Like, what is going on? And so, like, you take it and you kind of like dab it. You put it in this big cauldron where everybody else is putting theirs in there.
Yeah.
And like, you're supposed to let the smoke come in. It brings good wealth. We smelled like smoke the rest of the fucking day. Like, the rest of the day. It was bad. And then you go up to the big temple and you pray in front of it. You put more yen into the thing. It was cool. It was a cool experience. That's also when they had all the street fair stuff going on. So she got to try the candy apples. What was it? Or the candy strawberries?
It's like fruit on a stick that is covered in like a hard shell.
Oh,
of
so it's like
sugar.
dipped in like a I know exactly what you're talking
It's
about.
like it's crunchy.
Yeah, so when you bite it, it's like the sugar casing,
Yeah,
and then you got the
that's
fruit.
it.
Yeah.
We got that, and then some guy made a fresh like orange juice, and he
Oh,
shoved a straw in the
hell
orange.
yes.
Yeah. He like caved out the inside of it and like made it into a juice at the same time. It was wild.
Yeah, it was bomb. That's also where Sam found his first Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, true.
Your first?
True. Dr. Pepper's
What?
cake. Now, this maybe isn't something that's talked about very often, and it might be obvious, but I'm going to go ahead and clear the air. Japan is a Coke country.
Let's
A
go.
Coke country all the way through. Everywhere you go, there's going to be Coke,
Please sponsor
and
me,
there's
Coke.
going to be ginger ale. They love ginger ale.
I love
Like
ginger ale.
Soda
It's
options.
so good.
Coke,
Like
ginger
Canada Dry
ale.
or just
No,
specifically?
like Canada Dry. It was
Ooh,
awesome.
okay, I love that.
Yep. They love that shit. So it's everywhere. Very rarely will you find a Pepsi. I think we found one at Coco's. We went to Coco's. They had Pepsi. Very, very rarely will you find a Dr. Pepper. And usually it's vending machines, like in a dark alley somewhere, you'll find a Dr. Pepper. Coke, you will find fucking everywhere. Water bottles, they have everywhere. And they're relatively cheap. Like you get a good sized water bottle for like 80 cents. Which
Dang, let's go.
Yo.
So super cool. The vending machine game was fire. Not to be surprised. We didn't try any of the hot drinks. She ended up buying one, but I don't think she ever drank it.
I got hot tea. I drank some of it, and then I forgot about it, and it cooled down.
Oh.
So it defeated the purpose.
I feel.
So that was lost. We didn't find any of the cool exotic vending machines or anything like that. We didn't find any like,
The beer ones.
yeah, no beer.
Yeah.
none of the panty ones or
None
anything
of
like
the
that.
panty ones. Those weren't found. We went to Akihabara. We went actually twice to Akihabara. We went the first night. We went about like 8 o'clock, I would say. Now, Akihabara is the anime like capital. Like that's where everything anime is going to be. That's like what it's known for. It's also called Electric Town.
Yeah.
Now, would you be surprised, Jose Pythes, if I tell you Electric Town closes at 8 o'clock? There is nothing going on.
Really?
Yeah.
It's just like.
Yes.
But I understand that because there's certain cities, and I had to experience that during my honeymoon. Did not know that certain places close at like 8 o'clock.
Yeah, well, I thought for like something called Electric Town because we already went to at this point. Actually, we went to like Shibuya. We went. I don't think we got to Shinjuku yet. I think
Did
we
you guys do
pivoted to
the-
Shinjuku after we found this out. But then we went to all these places where they have all these billboards. They're open all the time. All the stores are open really late because Japanese people don't wake up.
Yeah.
You know, so all the stores are open later. Akihabara fucking closes 8 o'clock. Gates down.
Damn.
Nobody's allowed in any of the stores. Pachinko's still open. That's fucking it. Hope you enjoy gambling because any of the stores are gone. They're just not there. So the first night we went, I was like, what the fuck? Like I was blown away that Electric Town closed at 8 o'clock.
Yep.
Yep.
So we had to end up.
That might just be like a tourist thing.
It
'Cause,
might,
like, when
it
I was
might
on-
be.
When I was on vacation to the Outer Banks, yeah, that's what they're called. I went to the Outer Banks last year, and like everything there closes at like 7:40.
Yeah, and it was just like, I don't know. I just thought like nerds, you know, they'd be out late, like they're fucking no
Gaming or
sleepers.
something?
They'd be out in these stores, like because even the arcades and stuff, they're closed 8 o'clock. Like you're not gonna find them open. This is just Akihabara, by the way. Other places had like arcades and stuff that
Nightlife.
were open later. Yeah, it was just Akihabara that for some reason was like a no go.
Did you burn down that fate machine like I asked you to?
Oh, of course, Pythes. Of course. Now, multiple shops. We went into Akihabara. I was looking for gifts. I got gifts for Jose. I've already given him his gifts. And I got
was
gifts. I have multiple gifts for you too, Jose or Pythes. I got multiple shops. I got you little trinkets and stuff. I'm not gonna spoil what they are. You'll get them eventually.
Please don't send me a dildo.
Okay. Now there is.
Katie,
there
why are you
is-
laughing?
There is one specific thing that I was looking for you, Pythes, and I had to explain it to Katie. And we were talking about it before the podcast started. And she had no idea what it was, and I had to look in the darkest crevices to find what I was looking for, and I could not find it. So I will tell you what it was, but I'm gonna let Katie tell you what it was. Go ahead.
I can't.
So red. Look at her. Take a deep breath and then just go for it.
So, for the record, this is the first time Pythes and Katie have ever met. We talk to Pythes all the time. She's normally off doing whatever she's doing. Now, she knows of Pythes, obviously, because we talk about him and we do the podcast with him. But I was telling him, like, I'm looking for stuff for Pythes, too. And then, you know, I knew Fate Grand Order, Monster Hunter. Like, that's a slam dunk, easy shit to find. That stuff's everywhere. But I told him there's one thing in particular that would just make his day if I could find it.
Can't remember. It was a girl doll.
No, you know.
Oh.
I don't know.
What is he like?
I can't. I don't know.
It's like pulling teeth over here.
Now I couldn't remember if it's Pythes or Black Sheep, but it's chicks with dicks.
I sure fucking do.
Started a whole conversation on the ethics of chicks with dicks. I first told her that you like Futanari. She's like, "What the fuck did you just say?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "It's chicks with dicks. It's chicks with dicks." And she started a whole ethics conversation on, is that technically gay? Do they have vaginas also? How does that work? I'm like,
They do.
So
There you go, Katie.
Looked multiple times. We went to the darkest crevices of the stores. These like manga hentai sections. I just couldn't find one, Pythes. I couldn't find one.
It wasn't from a lack of effort. For
I
sure.
appreciate the effort.
Yeah.
So you won't be getting that as part of your gifts. But I spread the good word. I was really trying to look and really open somebody's eyes.
Yeah, it was great.
It's fine. As I look up at my $200 Futanari statue I own.
Yo.
Yeah, so you would fit
No,
right
I
in.
will not share pics on the podcast.
Okay.
Yeah, so that stuff was everywhere. We were laughing when we go through. Don Quixote, huge store out there.
Yeah.
It's like a 7-8 story, kind of like an everything
It's an
store.
everything
Yeah,
it's like,
right.
There's not really. They have literally everything: luggage, beauty supplies, anime stuff, clothes, shoes. They have everything.
Skincare.
But at the very top, you're getting there like you're probably a couple floors from the top. Actually, they're like, oh, here's luggage, cologne. Tanga products over here, sex cosplay. Oh, okay, all right, cool. Like
They had just have sex cosplay out there. Like what?
oh
the?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They got
Like a whole floor dedicated to it.
They got outfits for everything.
Damn.
Everything. Schoolgirl, nurse, teacher. They got it all. And it's right in open sight. The only thing blocking is like a little half cloth where it's like 18 plus. Nobody's guarding it. It's do whatever you want.
Just
It's
walk
free
right
reign
in.
and hang it. And same thing when we're going to like these anime stores. Shonen Jump books, light novels, I don't know, weekly series, porn. And then go over one section like, all right, anime figures. So here's like all your shonen. Here's going to be all your fantasy stuff, porn figures. And it's just like out in the open, just like hanging out. We just go down one wrong aisle and it's just like, oh, my bad. And the aisles in all of these stores, because they want to fit so much product in, they're so small. You'll only fit one person in them. Like it's super, super small. So sometimes you get stuck. You're like walking down this aisle. So like, oh, it's the porn aisle. You turn around. Oh, I'm trapped. I'm trapped in the porn aisle. Like, I can't fucking go anywhere. So then we're just stuck. We're stuck there looking. Multiple times we went to stores in Akihabara. We went to Animate, which has a store out here in California now. I think it has multiple stores out here in California now. They're not going to be as big as the one. So in Japan, Animate stores are like 8 stories tall.
That was huge.
Yeah. We went all up and down. I bought like every Bleach thing I could fucking find. A lot of that stuff is like new Thousand Year Blood War stuff because it's Anime is like an actual like retail shop where it's like they bring in the new products. They have a lot of Jujutsu Kaisen stuff. Haikyuu is still really big out there because the new movie's coming out.
Yeah.
What else is really big? Tokyo Avengers is huge. Blue Lock is huge. You can tell a lot of the plastic like plexi stuff is really bought by women because any of the series that have attractive men in it, they have huge sections. Huge. Yeah. Jujutsu Kaisen, Tokyo Avengers, Blue Lock.
So like the little like
Haikyuu.
acrylic stands, right?
Yeah. Pins, buttons, keychains, anything.
Purses.
Yeah.
Was
They have
Levi
it all.
still relevant?
Attack on Titan still was still big. we went to a couple of secondhand stores, which is where I found a lot of the cool old Bleach figures, which was really, really cool. A lot of it is like you just kind of have to look for it. So we're like walking around like trying to find. They keep all their stuff similarly categorized. It's like, oh, once you find like the Naruto stuff, Bleach is probably going to be close by somewhere. Bought a whole bunch of old Bleach figures there. Some of them I got cheap. I was looking them up as I was trying because the yen conversion is confusing. So I was trying to see like what the cost is in American dollars. And so they had this really old Nell figure, like OG from the Bleach figures, Nell classic, adult figure, and it costs 40,000 yen, which by my equation back in the day used to just move the decimal over 2, so it'd be about $400. But the yen is down 30% compared to the dollar right now, so you get basically 30% off on top of that. So you get $120 off, $280 plus 90% of the stores you go to in Japan right now, I don't know if it's a forever thing, they offer tax-free purchases if it's over $50.
Wow.
So they have a big tourism push going on right now. So almost all of the stores you go to is tax-free if it's over $50. So you can make fucking bank on all these savings. So I Googled this Nell figure. Almost $1,000 is what
I
it
think
goes
I know
for.
which one you're talking about. It's
$1,000. I got it for $280.
Damn.
Crazy. And this is because like the OG Bleach figure, and same thing like I think the only one I couldn't find was the OG Rukia figure, which is a little bit sad, but the one that comes with cone.
Oh,
And
I know
she's
which
wearing
one.
the
Yeah,
glove.
yeah.
That's the only one because like I also got
She's in the school uniform, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I also got Hiyori, which I didn't even know they had an old school Hiyori figure. That seems strange to me that she's the one that got a figure, but I got her as well, and I think she's also worth like $600.
Damn.
And a lot of this I found super cheap in a like secondhand anime figure store because they just have a big resale market out there, just huge resale market. Kenpachi figures, Jujutsu Kaisen, so Gojo figures, fucking everywhere. We went to this one.
I have to ask.
Go ahead.
I have to ask, did you find that crazy 18 plus Gojo figure where he's got his cock out?
No, we did not. No, they had Gojo everything, but I didn't think we saw any NSFW or like bad figures for Jujutsu Kaisen. We didn't see any of those.
Haven't been made yet.
We went to Radio Kaiken, which is like another 8-story tall, but it's almost like an 8-story tall anime store, but each level has like 4 or 5 different shops on each level. So there's like Ami, there's Good Smile Company, there's
Good Smile?
Animate has
Sick.
their own little section. Then all these little indie shops have their own section as well. So we found this little like cash only anime store, and they had a whole bunch of like Bleach Brave Souls, like pins, old school like little Kukaku figure, which was like best
super
finding
cool.
fucking find. Like segunda etapa, like fully awakened form from Bleach Brave Souls, a little picture of it that you could buy. They had Bleach art exhibit stuff that you could buy there.
what?
Yeah. And I was like, bought so much shit. We had to go get more cash. We ran out. It was towards the end of our trip that we saved Akihabara the big day for the end of our trip because we knew it was going to be where we were probably going to buy most of our stuff. She was waiting particularly for like all the beauty products. She spent the most in Don Quixote, like 110%.
Yeah, I did. It
Makes
was
sense.
awesome.
She found while we were there, she got it for her mom, that the Dyson Airwrap was on sale through Don Quixote. So you could get like the whole set of the Dyson Airwrap for like $200.
Damn.
And
I bought mine for $500.
Yeah. What the hell?
That's crazy.
it's tax free as well. You get it totally tax free in Don
Damn.
Quixote. So it was wild. We had to search multiple Don Quixotes, and we actually ended up. Did we find it in the Roppongi one? Is that where we went back to?
We had to go back to Roppongi to find it.
So big success in the shopping terms. We got a fuck ton of stuff, and like she got a really cool ghetto bag from the Shonen Jump store because they have like Shonen Jump stores out there. So she has like a ghetto purse now that like has a little clear part where she can have like pins and stuff.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, that's so cool.
We got Jujutsu Kaisen poster from the Shonen Jump shop. I got a whole bunch of buttons that were like, it celebrates characters' happy birthday. So I have like a Renji happy birthday button, a Byakuya happy birthday button. What else did we get?
I got a ghetto happy birthday button. A bunch of pens, a bunch of keychains.
Jose, I've sent you pictures of that Gojo.
Oh no!
Lovely.
Hold on. I will open it. I will not show everybody.
Do
though.
do not show it on stream.
You didn't send me
We're
anything.
gonna check the Instagram. Check Instagram.
It's on Instagram.
Here, we're about to get a live reaction of this Gojo figure. We can't show it, everybody. You can use Google. Here we go.
Oh my god.
Oh my god! Just
Lovely.
a towel.
Lovely.
Here.
Oh, great. I'm glad it's censored. Perfect.
And I have friends, I got girlfriends who have been trying to buy that shit forever, but it is always sold out.
I mean, I understand.
Yeah, Katie's like, well, demand is high.
How expensive do you think it is?
I don't. I could look at that site, but I won't go back. They
Okay,
have
all
one
right.
that's also. They have a Kakashi and an Ace as well.
I mean, they should make a ghetto one.
To go
Wait,
with.
would you be allowed to purchase this?
Yes.
Is Sam allowed to purchase one?
Good question,
naughty
Jose.
figure?
Good question.
No.
Why? What's
No, he gets whatever he wants.
what is the like level of naughty slash exposure that Sam is allowed to get?
He can get whatever he wants as long as I don't find him staring at it drooling.
He ain't a dog. Come on.
Thank you, Jose. Thank you. That's all I'm saying. Remember, she gave me the okay for those body pillows the other day.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's how forward I am.
Nice.
You're welcome.
I was taking her down anime figure aisles, like when we were in Shibuya and stuff, and I was like, "Hey, so this is my woman, Mirko," and she's like, "That's not your woman." I took it down. Like, this is my other one, Revi. She's from Black Lagoon.
Let's go.
So it was a really good cultural experience.
It's okay. My wife she thinks it's hilarious that I go like, "Oh, that's my waifu," and she's like, "Yeah, my husband's got waifus."
Shibuya. Go ahead.
She gets it.
Shibuya was really cool. We stayed there first when we left Roppongi. We went to Shibuya. Shibuya is really, really cool. The crossing is awesome. We stayed really close by to it. Shinjuku has the really famous cat billboard and also has the KFC from Jujutsu Kaisen.
Hey, let's
Yeah.
fucking go.
We just stumbled upon. We went to Shinjuku like a last minute. I think it was on our agenda, but we were kind of pushing it. We weren't sure we were going to actually make it to Shinjuku.
Loosely on our agenda.
And so we finally went and we're like, oh, the cat billboard, like awesome. They were like, let's walk around. And then we're just walking down the street. We passed the KFC. This is the fucking KFC from Jujutsu Kaisen. So like took pictures real quick. Then we're walking down Shinjuku some more. Look down an alleyway. There's fucking Godzilla peeking over a building down there.
Yeah.
Like there's the Godzilla hotel down there. Shinjuku was cool. Wish we would have explored Shinjuku some more. It was a last minute thing, but Shinjuku was awesome. Where else did we go in Tokyo?
We went to the Tokyo Revengers exhibit
True.
Oh.
in Roppongi.
And that was at the top of an art museum, like in a skyscraper.
I was on the 40th floor.
Yep.
Damn.
Super fucking cool. Lots of women there. A lot of people with bags, and this is what I think inspired Katie to get her ghetto bag. Is there was people with clear bags, kind of like what your wife has, where they can put pens and stuff, and you can see through them. Filled with one character, and they were bringing their plushies. These girls had the plushies of the characters they love. Bring the plushies and take pictures of them in the art exhibit, and just like they would go around.
I loved it.
Yeah.
You got to get a ghetto figure or like plushie and bring it to AX now.
Yes, that is on my list.
And then like all these girls would take pictures like they cardboard cutouts of the kids, lines everywhere to take cardboard
Damn.
pictures, and like scream, oh, like taking pictures. Yeah.
And they're life size, so you can stand with your man. It was cute.
So you stood next to Mikey?
Hell yeah, I did, Jose. Hell yeah.
So it was really cool though. They show you like behind the scenes, like little manga panels. They build them up really big, and they have.
Yeah, I got fucking Tokyo Revengers spoiled for me because I didn't finish it, and then I was looking at all the panels, so now I know what happened.
No. So you know
They had
what
a whole-
I
happens?
was heartbroken.
They had a whole art exhibit where it's like, here's the key moments of like dramatic moments. We're not gonna spoil it in case anybody's having a meltdown. We're not gonna spoil. But like they're like, here's this arc, here's this moment, and it's like, oh, and so I had to explain it to her because I kind of know what happens. I have not finished it either, but I've already been in the know of some fates and stuff like that. She's like, huh? Like, like what? And I'm like, oh yeah, like this happens, this, like what? Like, oh yeah. So I'm like having to explain to her like the intricacies of these moments on the wall. Like we're in an art exhibit, like of the original panels and stuff. It was really fucking cool. How much did it cost?
It was $10 a person. We had to
It's not bad at all.
buy it through some weird third-party website and then pick up our tickets at 7-Eleven.
Well, all right.
And it was only available to locals, so you had to provide an address of.
Yeah, so I had to ask our friend Ryan, who's been to Tokyo, of an address to put in. So we put in our hotel's address, and then a lot of the instructions were all in Japanese as well. So it was a whole thing.
But we asked, so when we got to the Ritz-Carlton, we asked our concierge, like the bellman, basically. We're like, hey, weird question. Like, how do we do this? Like, and we showed her, like, in Japanese. And she explained it to us. Where basically, we just show it to the person at the 7-Eleven, and they'll know what to do. So we just walked up to, like, a 7-Eleven counter, just like, sumimasen, like, you know, just this. And he was, like, looking at it. Oh, okay. Okay. And just, like, he did it for us
Went
all. He
right
got us
to work.
tickets.
Nice.
Yeah, everybody was so helpful. Almost too helpful sometimes. We, a couple of shops we'd go into, we just want to pop in really quick and look. They're on your asshole the moment you walk in, and it's like in a nice way. Like you walk in, oh hello, welcome, and they're like on you. I'm like, oh, okay, all right, thank you. Like a couple of that, it was so nice, and like they were just so friendly. But it was like, I'm not gonna go into any shops now if I'm not gonna like look because they're so nice. They're so
You
nice.
want to almost purchase something from them.
You feel obligated to at
Yeah,
that
right?
point.
Smart
I was
tactic.
trying on like headbands at university, like, oh, so kawaii, you look so
Yeah.
cute. I'm
Yeah.
like, man, I gotta buy this now.
They know what they're doing. It's crazy shit. So Tokyo, of course, was awesome. If you only have, we were talking about, because we stayed for 2 weeks. If you're only going for a week, just stay in Tokyo, right?
Yeah.
They have everything you would expect from a Japanese experience. Tokyo has it all because it's fucking huge.
But based off of your height, be aware of what hotels you book because
Oh,
Sam
no.
struggled.
So someone was just asking me this. I had some guy, he's a lawyer and he works for like a bunch of car dealerships. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna take my family out to like Japan. We're gonna like talk with some clients out there. And I told him like, let me tell you, I stayed because he's like talking about like, hey, like what if I stay at some like American hotels? I'm like, American hotels are great. They're exactly what you would expect from a hotel anywhere in the world. Japanese hotels are like a fucking quarter of the price of that you would pay for an American hotel, like $50 a night or something like that. Super cheap. But they are super small. The beds are super tiny. The height of the ceiling is super low. It's what you expect. Now, if you're of a normal size, you're going to have no fucking problems.
So-
no problems at all.
Like,
I did.
what about average American height, which is around 5'9" for men?
I think that's totally fine. I think if you're pushing 6 foot, then you're struggling.
I ended my trip. One of the last days that we were in Akihabara, I shaved my head, and it was getting a little wilding, so I was shaving my head. I came back out, and I was black and blue all over the top of my head. Like I looked like I had been beat. Like
Katie, what did you do to my boy?
Man, he looked so bad. His head was fucked up. I was telling Sam's dad that he looked like Deadpool.
No.
He hit his head on so many things, and like I was surprised he did not have a concussion. Like there was, like random glass signs, and he's walking right into them.
No.
There's like the little like molding outside of windows. He walked right into them. Signs, everything you could think of. Like sometimes the stairwells were super short, and he's just nailing his head on everything. And there are other people who are walking behind him, like, ooh.
Yeah, it was an experience. It was a fucking experience.
Was your head
you're
hurting
saying
at
that-
all? Sorry, go ahead, Pythes.
So you're saying that walking with Sam in Japan is just like walking around with an episode of the Looney Tunes playing
It
constantly?
was awesome. There's this one little station it was like Konda Station with a K in Tokyo somewhere. Okay. And Sam avoided that station like the plague, which I wanted to go in there so bad because every time he went in there, the whole thing was so just like the ceilings were so low that I have a video of him walking with his head like crooked to the side because he just could not walk straight in there. And then when the ceilings lifted a little bit, there were now clear signs everywhere. So Sam was just getting fucked up.
Yeah, so they had fucking clear plexi. So the ceilings finally fucking raised to the roof, and they put clear plexi hanging from the roof saying, caution, ceiling low. And I'm like fucking banging my goddamn head on this stupid ass plexi.
Yeah, so the instructions are like, okay, now get off at Conda. Fuck, no, I'm not getting off at Conda.
Just gonna smack his fucking
Any
head.
other station.
So, what's the story? You told me that Sam ended up on his knees at one point.
Oh, man.
Oh, I know exactly what that was. It hurt so goddamn bad, Jose. I thought I was going to die.
So
Pythes, you gotta hear it.
It was in Hakone. We hit.
this luxury hotel.
Yeah, 5-star hotel. I'm unpacking our bags, okay? Because she'd been kicked off a bag duty because she's just a fucking animal. We'll get to that later. So I was unpacking the bags. We had got down, so we were using luggage shipment to get across Japan. So we've had like 6 suitcases we were bringing with us, like some bags, some suitcases. And instead of bringing them all with us, because Japan is not luggage friendly, there's stairs everywhere.
Like finding an elevator in any of the subways. We could not do it.
It's brutal. So because of that, they offered luggage shipping services. So if you're staying in a hotel, you could ship it to another hotel. So we would just plan ahead and ship our luggage out. So we had one bag. It was a red luggage, Danny's red luggage. We're bringing this thing across. I set it up on this nice little table right when we walked in. I'm like unpacking all of our shit. And I just get done. I raise my head. I'm like done with the luggage. Raise it. There's a shelf. They put a shelf right above head height, right above this table where you're supposed to unpack your luggage. I hit it so goddamn hard, Jose. So goddamn hard.
Did you see
I
stars?
thought I was gonna die. I was just in
Damn.
so much pain, and I had just like popped up. Like when you're done doing your luggage, I smacked the back, like the fucking baby soft part of my head. I thought I was fucking dead.
Oh,
I just like
no.
collapsed to the floor, like rolling on the ground in pain. I was just like.
I did not see any of this. I just heard the wham! I fucking, that better not be Sam hitting his head again. And I turn around, he's like on the floor wailing. He's like in fetal position, like my head. It was so hilarious. Man, I think that's what did him in for all those bruises. It was so hard. But also, if you were to look up, there's clearly a fucking shelf there. So I don't know if he could have just like
Avoided it?
I mean, he could have easily avoided it if he paid attention.
Why is it there? Why is it there? None of them are gonna be able to reach that shelf. That's ridiculous that there's a shelf there. Like, that's ridiculous. But it was like full wooden screwed into the wall. I fucking nailed it hard.
Damn. Like stuck into a stud.
Yeah.
So now I'm thinking it must have been impossible to lose Sam, right? Because he's 3 feet taller than everybody in the country, and you could be 6 feet away and just hear a smack and go, "Oh, there he is!"
Like, found him. Yep, that's mine.
Yeah, it wasn't hard. I was worried about losing Katie, so I before we left, I bought a pack of 3 air tags. So I put 2 in our luggage so that I can track them as they're being shipped around the country, just to make sure we're fucking good. And then I put 1 in her purse, just so I know where the fuck she is.
And obviously, she didn't need one to find you.
No, you could see him. Just look up, and he's there.
That's what I do at Anime Expo.
Yeah,
Same
thing.
Yeah.
The only thing is that when there's all those like little alleyways or like little like sections in the store, he likes to bob and weave between people. So I'm like, he's gone. I have to look in every single aisle before I fucking find him. But there were a lot where it's like, if you look up, he's taller than all the aisles. Like, you can see him easy. He was not made for Japan.
Imagine just being some Japanese guy just trying to look up your weird hentai, and you look up and you see the shadow of this giant bald monster smacking into shelves and shit.
I hope someone, like some aspiring mangaka sees it and makes Sam look like a character.
Dude, it was tough. It was hard knock life out there for me. It was really fucked up.
It was so funny.
And like a lot of, I don't know, because Japan is an old country, so a lot of it is like old staircases and like not big enough for my feet to be on. It's
Damn. So were you like tippy?
Oh yeah.
Tiptoeing?
Oh, the whole time.
Yeah, it was fucked up. I mean, I was fine, but Sam was obviously struggling. Like, it was a daily occurrence that he was hitting his head on something.
We went to Paco Park in Shibuya, and that's where they have the Pokemon Center, the Pokemon Cafe. They had an esports cafe where they were live streaming esports games. You could eat food and watch it. They had the Jump Shop in there. They had the Nintendo store, all in the same level. It was really
sick.
fucking cool. That's where they have the Mewtwo in the tank.
In the tank?
Yeah,
That's sick.
Super fucking cool. I went there and bought a couple of like Gengar stuff for Chris as a souvenir. Bought a whole bunch of shit from the Shonen Jump store. Pretty much ransacked all the Bleach stuff as per usual. Then we went to Kyoto. Although it's worth noting, it rained when we were in Shibuya, and then it snowed while we were in Tokyo.
That's super badass.
Was really fucking cool. We went from Tokyo. We went to Yokohama. That's where they keep the Gundam mech. So we went to the Gundam mech there.
Oh, is that where you got me the?
Yep.
Oh,
yeah, we got it from the Gundam factory, like where the actual big Gundam is. They sell the Gundam model of that exact Gundam with the infrastructure around it and everything.
That thing's sick.
It
That
was
thing's
so
fucking
cool.
badass.
We destroyed 2 umbrellas there, though.
Yeah.
It was fucked up. We were walking, and it's like the sun's shining. Oh, it's getting a little cloudy. And then we finally made it to the Gundam area, and it is like full on snowing. We were soaking wet, and we bought these little cheapy umbrellas from Don Quixote. They were gone. And Sam's like, you have to stand there, vertical record while I horizontal record. So I'm standing there, vertical recording the fucking Gundam thing, and I'm like fighting for my life holding this umbrella. It was awful.
It was a great experience. They had popcorn stands out there. They had a Gundam cafe you could get food at. They had multiple shows that they would do, but they were like each at different time frames. So we ended up watching one where they like do a little pose and they play the theme music. And you could buy, Jose, if you ever go, you can buy tickets to stand up on the platform next to the Gundam. So instead of watching it from the ground, you could be up there next to the Gundam.
You best
head,
believe
like,
I'm gonna be
working on
shouting
it.
a bunch of stupid stuff from up there.
Yeah.
It was really cool. And even like Katie, neither of us really like Gundam, but it was fucking awesome. And they're getting ready to get rid of it at the end of March, I think. I don't know if they're just going to like move it elsewhere, maybe upgrade it to something else, but it was super, super
Well, I know they
fucking
have
cool.
Gundam Unicorn out there too.
Yeah, we only saw the main big one.
Yeah,
Like, that's right on
the
edge.
RX-78.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While we were
OG.
walking around Yokohama, we found a pig cafe, a little piglet cafe. It was of my nightmares.
Sam's just like, I hate
You not a
this.
fan?
Oh, Pythes, let me tell you. Oh my fucking God.
Well, first tell them how we stumbled upon
Piglets
it.
are adorable.
They're so cute.
So we were walking around. We just came out of Chinatown, where hopefully they don't use them for a secondary fashion. We were walking by, and we're trying to find our way to this fucking dumbass Gundam thing, which is awesome. But we're in the rain. We're fucking grumpy as shit, and I'm just like looking around, looking at the stores. I look, and I all of a sudden out of the corner of my eye see a piglet in a harness walking by a window. I'm like, what the fuck did I just witness? Like what? Like what the fuck was that? So I'm like looking at it. I'm like, and I look at it, and this place is called Picnic, and I'm like, the fuck? So I'm looking
I
at
like it, like picnic.
Yep,
Yeah.
and it is a piglet cafe where you can rent time. They have food, you get soda, drinks, whatever you want, and you sit and you hang out with little piglets.
That's cute
Um,
though.
Sounds awesome.
So awesome. It was so cool.
So they make you take your shoes off. Red flag number 1.
Sam's shoes could not fit on the shelf that we had to put our shoes on.
Yep, that is true. That
Are
I
you
also
guys,
don't have
like, in
shoes
socks?
that fit me, so I'm tiptoeing in flip flops as I'm going around because they don't fit my feet. They take you in, so they basically offer you a drink. They're like, "Hey, like, what do you want to drink?" So I get a Pepsi. This picnic place has a Pepsi, so I'm like, "I'll take one Pepsi." I don't think she probably got ginger ale. That was her drink of choice across all of Tokyo. And they give us these blankets, and they're like, "Okay, so like here's your thing," and they bring us to this room. All these piglets are here, and the mama pig is there too, and they're all like eating right now. They're eating all their food right now. And they're like, okay, so just sit down right here. You go ahead and like hang up your coat, your backpack, like set your drink right there, and just take a seat on the ground. And then we'll put this blanket on you. And it's kind of we're playing charades a little bit because the chick does not speak English. That is the assumption that we've gotten from that.
We were like handing a phone back and forth so she could Google Translate.
Gotcha.
So we sit down. She puts the blanket on us, and now I'm gonna spoiler alert. I think they spray this blanket in pheromones or something because you sit down and the pigs start going ape shit and start coming over to you. Like the moment they're done eating, they all swarm you on this fucking blanket. And so I have to assume they have like pig pheromones on here. So Katie sits down first. I'm like taking some pictures of her because I don't want these fucking pigs all over me. They're dirty as fuck. So she sits down and all these little piglets, these cute little tiny ones come over and start sitting on her and like, oh, how cute. So I'm taking a picture like, oh, sit next to me. And like the ladies in the room like tell me to sit down next to her also. I'm like, fucking great. Here we go. So I sit on the ground. I get like one little piglet comes over and sits next to me too. And the lady takes a couple of nice photos and then she fucks off. She leaves. She's like, all right, you guys enjoy. And she just leaves us there. We're now abandoned in this room with all these little piglets. And the moment she leaves, it's like fucking a hell warfare breaks out in here. So she leaves, and these two pigs, there was 2 black pigs in there, okay? And they start fucking going at it. They start fighting.
Damn.
And I'm like, they're like getting really close to us and fucking fighting, like batting each other. I'm like, oh God, like this is fucked up. And I have one nice little piglet, and then all of a sudden one of the black ones breaks off and nudges my piglet off. I'm like, oh great, I got the fucking aggressive one. Katie has like literally 8 cute little piglets. I have the aggressive black one on my lap. I'm like, oh, this fucking sucks. And then I'm sitting with my legs crossed, and Katie's just having the time of her life. They're all sleeping on her. They're all having a great time. One of the other little piglets comes up to me and pisses right in front of me. Just right in front of me. Just like,
It's like,
I'm
hey,
like,
what's up, man?
this is just hell. Just like right in front of me, like right where my foot should be going. I had to dodge really quick. So now there's piss that's slowly leaking towards me. I have the aggressive black one on my lap. And so the black one fucks off to go fight with the other one again. I'm like, cool. So one of the other piglets comes over and like rests up. I'm like, oh, okay, cute little piglet. I got a really tiny one. Then you know who else decides it's their turn to sit on my lap? The mama pig. The fucking
The whole ass mama
The
pig?
mama pig comes over, and the mama pig isn't just like, oh, let me just get a nice little spot. She fucking beats the ass of that other little pig and pushes it
Just
off.
shoves
She
it
comes
off.
up, puts her nose in the pig, launches that shit, and it's now I have this fucking huge mama pig on my lap, and that is the only pig I get for the rest of the session. The mama pig does not let a single other little piglet sit on me. I have just the mama pig. Katie has 20 cute piglets on her lap. I have the fat ass mom pig that's just sitting on me, and now I'm slowly being covered by pee. There's more pee in front of me, pee to the side of me, pee behind me. I'm like, this fucking sucks. And like, meanwhile, Katie has all the piglets, and she's having a dream. Like, oh, this is so beautiful, so nice. The black pigs keep fighting right next to my leg. I'm gonna get fucking hit. The mama pig's pushing everybody off me. It's bullshit. Thoughts?
So I am.
I mean, that was pretty accurate.
So I'm picturing Katie under a blanket, covered in a million pigs, while Sam is watching a Mortal Kombat fight to find out who has the right to sit on his lap? And then it turns out that there was in fact a single mom in his area, and it showed up and it's like, no, I'm here now.
That mama pig was so aggressive. Some like piglets dared to come near Sam, and that mama was fucking them
She
up.
literally like just yeeted them.
She was just like growling at
Yeah.
them, kicking them, like with her
What
little
the-
snouts, shoving
now,
them.
jump at them, "Arr!"
like how a dog would normally
Yeah, and,
like
one
nip
little
at you.
piglet, like he ran away like whiny, and like the mom fucked him up. All because of Sam.
And then they came to you.
Yeah, I had a great time. I did not get
You
peed
didn't-
on. I had all the cute little piglets. I had like fucking 20 on my lap at one point. They're so cute.
Did you
Except
smell
for
like pee
this-
at all?
Huh?
Did he smell like pee at all?
Yeah, he totally did.
So that fortune was correct. You had a great time.
You had a
Yeah,
good-
it
yeah.
was awesome. I just had this one fucking little bastard pig that kept going in between like my rolls when I was sitting down, and I was so pissed off.
He was like taking his little snout and like forcing his snout into her little chub. Like,
Oh no.
Great. Like this fucking pig made me self-conscious. Other than that, they were cute as hell. Except for Sam, he was struggling. Yeah, I was just sitting there drinking my drink, having fun with all my little pigs, and Sam is just like huffing. He got up. Great, I smell like piss. And he stood in the corner for like the last 10 minutes.
So next time you go to Japan, you got to go to the Capybara Cafe.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Will there be a next time?
I think there'll be a next time if I can maybe like cut Sam's feet off.
yeah, we'd love to go again. The biggest struggle for us across the whole trip was food. You guys probably know this about me already, but I'm a super picky eater. I always explain that I have a toddler diet. So, like,
Bro, same.
chicken nuggets, French fries, cheese pizza. That's about the extent of my diet there. Not a lot of options when you're in Japan with that diet. And Katie, she's a bit more outgoing than me, but she's only likes, when it comes to meat, she only likes chicken. And it has to be white breast meat is what it has to be. A lot of the chicken in Japan, they just, obviously, is just chicken.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of outrules a lot for her. We found a couple of saving graces in, I found this cheat code. Now, this would be a good cheat code for any American that's super picky and doesn't want to eat shit all Japanese food. If you stay in any of the big areas, so I'm talking Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, this worked every single place we went to. Now, if you're staying in Hakone, you're fucked. If you're going to any of the side, Kawazu, you're fucked. But if you're in the big cities, go to Google Maps. Type in New York pizza. Okay? New York pizza. You will find authentic New York pizza places in Japan where it is identical to the pizza you would expect that you get here. And it is fabulous. And they're also, every New York pizza place you go, they will offer free refills. Free refills on soda in Japan is not a fucking thing. Unless it has soda bar is what it's called. And then that means free refills.
Oh.
Most places will charge you for every cup of soda you get. And the sizes are much smaller than the American sizes that you're used to. So if you're a soda drinker like myself, where you're just going to down it, you're going to be paying a lot of money.
Yes. And for the pizza, make sure you find New York style pizza, because Japanese pizza, their base is not tomato, it is mayo. So you
What?
have to specify that you want tomato pizza, because if you do not tell them that, you will be getting mayo on your pizza.
So the first pizza you got had mayo on it?
Well, no, because I was smarter than that, Jose. I looked before I did that. I did order Pizza Hut, and it tasted disgusting. I thought that was going to be a saving grace. Like, they can't possibly fuck up Pizza Hut. Red flag for me when we got there is I was so excited to have McDonald's. My father ruined it for me right before we went. That he was like, well, how do you know they're going to have sweet and sour sauce? They didn't have sweet and sour sauce. So I was raw dogging nuggets. The nuggets are not nearly as good as they are in America. The French fries are not nearly as good as they are in America.
Just put ketchup on it, you coward.
What else? Pizza Hut sucked. We didn't even try Domino's. Domino's is
Popeyes
really huge
sucked.
out there. Popeyes, KFC, dog shit. 31 flavors. Baskin Robbins is out there.
Mm-hmm.
Identical. Beautiful. Krispy Kreme, pretty close to the mark. I think Krispy Kreme gets a thumbs up. New York style pizza, there's a couple places. I wish we knew the names of it. It was one.
there was Nim's in Roppongi, and what was the one in Osaka? It was like a rock and roll.
Yeah, if you can find this one, it was the coolest experience we had, and I hope you guys can find it. In Osaka, there is no, it's in Kyoto. This was in
Oh,
Kyoto.
you're right, it's Kyoto.
In Kyoto, which is like the historical area of Tokyo, it is a lot of businesses in Japan, they're like in the basement. Like if that was America, you would never go in there. Like you're gonna get fucking shot. But Japan is just so safe. It's like up a dark alleyway, down a basement. So like we found this place in Kyoto, and we're walking down, and there's like signs, and there's like cardboard signs. Yes, the pizza's this way. We go down like the staircase. Yes, the pizza's this way. We go down and we like wrap around the corner. You're almost there. It's like so we go in, and it's like a super small, little 80s punk rock
Pop pizza.
What's it called?
Yeah, pop pizza.
Pop Pizza is what it's called. Pop exclamation mark pizza, and it is a music venue that serves New York style pizza, and it takes place out of a basement in Kyoto. And he plays vinyls as like you're eating, drinking, and he says that he opens the bar. We talked to this guy. He's from America, and he's telling us all the information. And he tells us that he basically opens the bar whenever. He'll open it up maybe like 6 o'clock, and from 6 to 10 is when he sells pizza. He'll sell pizza, drinks, whatever. That's when people will come in for the food. But from 10 to possibly 6 a.m. in the morning, they'll have local Japanese rock bands come in and perform, and they'll move all the tables out of the way. And he says the Japanese people come in and get fucking wasted. Just
Let's go.
Absolutely wasted. And just like, he says multiple nights he'll find them all naked. Like one person will get undressed and everybody else will start getting undressed and just start celebrating naked. He says that people come here after the day of work and they'll just drink the whole night. They'll just like fucking get hammered. And he says they fit like 200 people in this small room before.
It was small.
But it was super cool. It was just us, and there's like one other like veteran from America that was there also, and we just hung out. We just like hung out and talked for a little bit. And they were telling us all about Japan. They were telling us about how Tokyo and Osaka don't like Kyoto because people from Kyoto gossip and they're fake. They talk a lot behind your back, but that's because Kyoto is where a lot of the geisha culture came from, and they're referred to as geckos in Kyoto. But that's where a lot of that originated from. So obviously geckos, they know everything, and they talk behind your back. They know all the secrets. So Osaka and Tokyo hate it, but Kyoto hates Tokyo because they sold the capital. Kyoto used to be Tokyo, and now it's Tokyo. And then Kyoto hates Osaka because Osaka is more rock and roll. That's where like everybody's much more forward. You'll find everybody with the colored hair out in Osaka.
Let's go.
And Kyoto is much more traditional. They love the traditional part of that.
But because of that, and because that's where like the OG, like Imperial Palace and capital was, they're very like uppity and I don't want to say stuffy, but like very proper. So they said they're very polite, and to the extent that if they don't like you, they will never tell you. But the minute you're gone, they will tell everybody else.
Yeah, so super cool. If you like history, if history is your favorite thing and like you're going to Japan for like the more historical aspect, Kyoto is where you want to go 100%. A lot of the buildings there are original from the olden days. We did a geisha tour where they showed us like where the geiko little houses are, where they all train and they do all of that. That's where we found out, I thought this was the coolest fact I've heard the whole time, is Kyoto was originally on our list of places in Japan to bomb. America was going to bomb the fuck out of Kyoto. And it wasn't until a high-ranking general's wife saw the list of places we were going to bomb for World War II and like retaliation from Pearl Harbor or whatever. And she was like,
it was Douglas MacArthur.
Damn.
Well,
and she was basically
history.
told her husband, if you bomb that, like I will break up with you, because they had spent like a engagement there, like a honeymoon, and they loved it so much. And she's like, if you bomb that, I will break up with you. And so he changed it.
Damn.
We were originally going to bomb the fuck out of Kyoto. And what's interesting is we went to like Osaka Castle. We went to a whole bunch of castles while we were there. And they have signs up all over these castles. And they're like, this is the western wall where it would have cannon guns mounted. And then it would say asterisk, this is not the original wall because the original wall was destroyed in the bombings.
Damn. So it was just rebuilt.
Whoopsies.
Every single sign had it, to the point where it's like, I don't think we're welcomed here. But Kyoto, because it had such a big cultural significance, which is what the guy said with the wife, is like, if you bomb Kyoto, like you will be destroying like the soul of the Japanese people, because that's where like all their stuff is from.
Dang.
Kyoto is where
gnarly.
tea was first introduced in Japan. Zen Buddhism was first introduced in Japan and Kyoto as well. Obviously, the geisha culture we already talked about was there. So they say they also Kyoto in particular gets a lot of Chinese travelers that go there, because in China, they've kind of destroyed all their old buildings. They don't exist anymore. But in Kyoto, they still have all those olden buildings that are very heavily inspired by Chinese architecture. So a lot of them will go there so they can kind of reference like, this is what it used to be like in China. Dang, it's very similar.
Okay, so I looked it up. Because I was very wrong. Guy's name was Henry Stimson. He took it off the list.
Okay.
See, yes.
Cool.
It's a good
Super
show.
cool. Yeah, neat little interesting fact. But Kyoto was awesome. Osaka was cool. It definitely is more rock and roll. They have America Borough, which is like supposed to be a more American culture area.
Okay.
Where it is the most ghetto place in Japan we've been to. So they nailed it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they got it
was kinda
right.
Cool. It was like walking on the streets of LA, America Mura.
Yeah,
But they had like all the edgy little stores. It was kind of like Venice, where they have like all the little like touristy T-shirts on the side. It was cool. It was a vibe, but it was way different from how the rest of Japan was.
Did you guys get any of the like the T-shirts that they have in Japan that are like that will have a random American word on it?
No, but we did find a lot of like restaurants and cafe names that were like random American words. Like there was like the Homework Pub. Like there's one that was like Goblin something. And I'm like, I don't think that means what you think it means.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. It was interesting. I definitely recommend if you can. I think those 3 cities we went to gets you like the best experience of Japan that you can. Kyoto for the history, Tokyo because it's fucking Tokyo. It's like the most modern spot. Osaka because it's just more of the rock and roll side, and you'll see a lot of the Japanese culture is more outgoing, and they're much
That's
more.
where Universal is.
Universal is out
it's in
there.
Osaka?
Yes, Universal's in Osaka. Which I don't know. What would you say? Do you need to do Universal if you go to?
I don't think so. If you've done our Universal in California, just because it is bigger and it is better. It's cool to see it, to experience it, especially with it being so cheap. But with us struggling with the food, it was not realistic because there's no food for us there. So we lasted about 2 to 3 hours and we dipped.
Dang.
So it's funny because like Universal on our side, right? It's the tram tour, and that's a big part of it, and this Hollywood aspect to it. And they have a lot of their section modeled after Hollywood, and they even have like one that looks like a filming lot, but obviously they don't film anything out there. So there's nothing out there, and it's like a lot of, they have like a Despicable Me section. They have a lot of the stuff that we have, they have there as well. But no surprise, Japanese people love queuing. They love waiting for lines. They fucking love that shit.
There are no fast passes as an option.
Yep. So everything is just fucked up busy all of the time.
Did you guys do Disneyland?
We did do Disneyland when we got back in Tokyo for $60 each, which was awesome.
Fantastic.
But same thing, no food for us. All their popcorn is exotically flavored, so we were really struggling to find some just basic salt or butter. But there was shrimp, there's garlic, there's strawberry. What else was there?
What? Strawberry?
It was
Interesting.
weird. I found like chocolate. I'm like, that seems like a safe bet, and it was fine. But like, we finally found the one popcorn stand that was just salt, and that was the only one without a line.
That makes
Sam
sense.
bought like 2.
Yeah. Tokyo Disney Sea. If you're a big Disney person, I think that one you should go to. It's very interesting. It's very themed well. They have a couple of like steampunk themed rides that are pretty cool. They do have Fast Pass available for purchase for an individual ride that you can do. So like 20,000. No, it was Journey to the Center of the Earth. You could buy that for like $20 as a Fast Pass to go to that one. Tower of Terror is on there because they have the OG Tower of Terror still.
Dang.
That's on there. So you could do those couple of things. I don't think you're missing out if you don't go, especially if you're there to experience like Japan and Tokyo. You're kind of getting more of the same. Where else? We went to Kawazu because we went February, which is right before cherry blossoms start really springing up in March. But March is by far the biggest tourism time, and that's when everything gets crazy busy, like super, super fucking busy. So we chose specifically not to go during that time. We went early, but you can get lucky. What are they not called? Cherry blossoms. What are they called?
So they're still cherry blossoms, but they're called like the winter cherry blossoms. So it's
So
the
they're
same
wider?
base. Yeah, it's the same base plant, but it's like a different like species than the regular ones. So these ones bloom earlier because they don't need it to be as warm. And there's also plum blossoms in February.
Oh,
so
that's
it was
cool.
So cute.
Yeah, so Kawazu is where we went. We were on the way back, and someone put in our agenda, we'll just pop over to Kawazu really quick and see the cherry blossoms, because they are like a southern point in Tokyo, and they bloom a little bit early there, and it's a big festival they have down there. Little did we know, 3-hour train ride to go down there, and we were like already on our way back to Tokyo, so we still had another hour and a half to get back to Tokyo. Then we had to figure out where the fuck our hotel was. I think were we going back to Hakone? Okay.
Because you wanted to stay.
Right.
Sam was sitting there pouting on the train. I can't spend all the time in my ryokan in Hakone because you want to see the goddamn cherry blossoms in Hakone. Kawazu.
All right. So listen, someone said the one thing she wants to do when we're up in Japan is have like stay in a ryokan with like a private onsen, which is a hot spring. I spent fucking $600 for a hotel room with a private onsen.
Yep.
Because somebody wanted a hotel room with a private onsen. So I was like, I'll make that happen for her. You know, if we're out in Japan, who knows how often we're going to be there. I'll make that happen. On the agenda for the day, we're supposed to be enjoying our private onsen. I didn't realize, we'll just pop over to Kwazu on the way to Hakone, which is where our private onsen is that I spent $600 for. And we'll just go see some cherry blossoms really quick. And she's like, let's stay till nighttime. Let's see the lights. It is a 3-hour train ride to even get there. So we got there right before sunset was really going to start. We get there, 3 hours there. And then it is fucking packed with people. It's so busy. It's a little marketplace, and they have the cherry blossoms up. But I guess like the big appeal is like along the side of a river, and then when the lights light up, it looks really pretty. It was already like fucking 5:30. We have 3 hours back to get to where we need to go, back up the mountain to get there. It's only 3 hours to go to the station right at the bottom of the mountain. Who knows how long it's gonna take to get back to the mountain? I spent $600. Checkout time is 11 o'clock the next day.
Damn.
So I'm like, I'm a little upset. That
he was very upset, and he made that very clear on that train ride. He was sitting there just like crossed his arms, pouting. It's like, this sucks. And I'm like, oh. And the train ride down there, yes, it was 3 hours. Yes, I did not know it was 3 hours, but it was on the itinerary. It was very clear what we're going to do that day, which I did not hear anything from that earlier. And it was such a cute little train ride on the side of the ocean. So we got to watch the sunset. It was fucking cute.
And then
like an anime ending.
When we're coming back, right? We're trying like, okay, even she's like, okay, let's go. You know, we went like let's go to this fucking place. We're trying to go back, and turns out they've like shut the fucking train station down for some private fucking train to take all these people back up. So now we're stuck in Kwazu for like an extra fucking 45 minutes because they've shut the train station down to let this private train come by. And like, it's like a sightseeing train that's coming in. You have to buy a special ticket for it. You have to reserve in advance, and nobody else is allowed to go up on the platform because we're in like the fucking boonies of Japan at Kwazu.
Damn.
So we're just stuck there. We're just stuck there for like an additional 45 minutes, just sitting around.
No restaurants for us.
Yeah.
So it was a struggle.
So yeah, it was fucked up. Saw multiple cherry blossoms already before we went there, just naturally, just elsewhere. I don't think we needed to make the trip all the way down there, but I did it. You know, it's whatever.
It was worth it. It was very cool. It was the cherry blossom festival. So there was a bunch of street vendors, all cherry blossom themed. You could buy rice, sake, wine, lemonade. We got like a taiyaki, like the fish.
Mm-hmm.
That was like sakura flavored. Didn't like it, but I sure liked the option of getting it and trying it.
I didn't. So
I love that I didn't.
Yeah. But it was all right.
Before I give you my thoughts, I need to ask Sam, did you enjoy your onsen?
Yeah, I fucking did. I really did. It was awesome. I cranked. It got so hot. It was nice.
It was really cool.
So
did you have to put the cold towel over your head? You know?
Well, so there wasn't like a cold towel thing set up, but they give us these little blocks of woods where they're like, okay, like this is infused with like scents. So you throw these blocks of woods in the onsen with you, and it gives up scent from like the private hot spring.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, didn't really work.
Awesome.
Couldn't tell anything, but it was cool in theory. It was really cool. I think after that we just finished our day, or we finished our trip just in Tokyo again. I don't know. It was good. We had only a couple of meltdowns the whole trip, so I call that a success.
Yeah.
Someone was really wanted me to propose to her when we were in Japan, and might have had a meltdown mid-trip because she searched through our luggage and couldn't find a ring. Thoughts from the person here. Hold on, live reaction.
That doesn't sound like me. I don't know who would do that.
All right, so we don't know who that was. Apparently.
Sorry, it was I wanted you to propose to me.
Okay. Sorry, it was Jose.
Sorry,
Man,
So
Jose,
I
so
tried to get him to stop.
I'm sorry. I wanted a second one.
Of course, I get it.
Yeah, polyamorism is huge right now. So, someone might have had a meltdown and said that, "Oh, you're probably gonna do it somewhere stupid like the beach now."
Wow. Okay. Damn.
Little did she know that I had a ring with me, and I had hidden it inside of my shoe, which was another point of contention because I brought multiple pairs of shoes with me.
Mm-hmm.
One was specifically bought for Japan because it's a black shoe that's waterproof because there's a lot of rain, puddles, whatever. And so she kept going, why don't you wear your black shoe? That's waterproof. My ring is in that shoe.
Yeah.
My ring is in that shoe. So I'm like, I don't want to. And she was like, fuck you. Why are you not wearing this shoe? She specifically bought this shoe for Japan, and I didn't wear it a single time. Thoughts?
Yeah, so now I bought him these fucking expensive, waterproof, like therapeutic, like comfortable shoes. He didn't wear it once. And now the box is gone. The tags are gone because he tried it on and walked around Costco with them. And so I'm sitting there like, why aren't you wearing these fucking shoes that I paid like $200 for? He's like, because I don't want to. That's it, woman.
Man, yeah, sounds just like him.
Yeah.
It's the most Sam answer I've ever heard.
Sounds just like him.
Now, little did she know that's where the engagement ring was at. Okay. So we finally, the last day that we're there, I think the last full day, right? This wasn't
Yeah.
the day we last full day. It is Valentine's Day. I think actually it was not Valentine's Day in Japan, but in America it was Valentine's Day. And we were going to go to the steps of Your Name, which I made her rewatch while we were on our trip. So, yeah.
Would you mind telling the people why she had to rewatch it?
Oh yeah, I'll tell you. Jose. Thanks for asking.
Thank you.
So she had to rewatch it. So let me retell the story of. I'm gonna give a PG version.
You're so salty.
So when we were first dating,
Thanks, Jose.
Gotta look out for my boy.
So when we were first dating and starting to see each other, she had kind of mentioned like, oh, I used to watch like a couple of anime series, and like me, Jose, Danny, the boys, we all love this movie, Your Name. That's been a thing for a long time. Your Name was like we all went to see it in theaters together, just the boys.
Quick side note: when we went to go watch it, we were just enjoying ourselves. We have a rule that if it gets too emotional, you just let the other person enjoy it. You don't
It's
bother them.
respect-based, right?
Yeah,
It's
you
respect-based.
let them enjoy
Yeah.
and cry, right?
Yeah.
At this point, I think we were probably a little after high school. Some emotions ran down. So we all love the movie.
Yeah, touching movie,
Touching.
absolutely touching. So that's an important movie to our friendship, and it's a good test to see if somebody's gonna be a good fit, and it's a beautiful movie. How can you not like Your Name? So we were watching it, and there's two sides of the story. I was watching this with this woman that I was interested in, and we were in my room watching Your Name for the first time, and can I tell you, we were not even halfway through the movie, and I heard snoring. I heard snoring coming from somebody. Someone fucking full bum ass asleep. Okay. But during this movie, or kind of towards the end, the credits were playing. It was the first movie that we kissed during. We kissed during this movie. At the end credit, we finished watching the movie. She woke up near the end. I fucking jostled her up, and so she could see the climax, and we kissed. And then after that, she said she didn't like it. She said it was boring. That's why she fell asleep, because it was boring. So she's lucky she didn't get broken up with there on the spot. But I'm a kind, generous person. So for 2 years we've been dating, and she's been getting roasted nonstop. That how could she not like Your Name? Horrible human being, robot for heart. Thoughts?
These are all very accurate.
And contest. I've been bullied because of this.
I don't know who would have bullied you, but damn.
So she's been saying she wanted to watch it again. I told her I'm not going to waste my time. Not going to waste my time. She says she wants to watch I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. We know she has no feelings.
Yeah, you can't watch that. You're not allowed.
Okay.
Yeah, not going to waste our time on that one. So we're in Japan. And
Are you going to try out a silent voice?
No, because that's about a deaf person. She'll probably just laugh. So she has no feelings unless it's about her.
Okay, not true. I just did not feel emotionally attached to that movie because I fell asleep. So when I woke up, it wasn't exactly sad or touching because I had no fucking idea what was going on.
So anyways,
You still let Sam Mac on you after that?
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do.
There you go. My guy's got game.
Yeah.
so she was saying she wanted to give it another shot because we've incessantly roasted her for the past couple of years. So I wanted to watch it while we were coming down in the plane, but we were both so miserable in the plane on the way there that it was just not fucking worth it. So finally we were staying at the Moxie in I don't know where is that, Osaka?
Tokyo. Oh no, it was Osaka. Umida.
So we were staying at the Moxie, and we had like a little bit of downtime. It was nighttime, so let's watch Your Name. So first of all, I was having a really bad problem. I bought it. I think I bought it on Amazon or YouTube, but because I was on Japan Wi-Fi, it only gave me the Japanese version with no subtitles. So I had to figure out alternative ways to watch it. So I did end up finding one, and we watched it. Watched the whole thing. She didn't fall asleep a single time. And let's get the review.
It was super cute. Big fan.
Damn right.
Big revelations all the way around, everybody. Big revelations all the way around. So
now you understand why we loved Rad Wimps, right?
Yeah, I get it. That song's banger.
Yes.
Then at the last day, Meltdown, was in the middle. we had on our agenda at the very end of the movie, if you've not seen Your Name, it's a romance movie, and the two main characters reunite at the very end on these steps. And they're actually real life steps in Tokyo. It's a big tourism spot, actually, but it's steps that lead up to the shrine. And that's where these like two main characters, they pass each other, and that's where the movie ends. So we had on our agenda to go there, and we were gonna like take some pictures. So I told her we brought like a nice outfit, like both of us brought a nice outfit, and we were gonna have like a nice going out day. And we never fit into the agenda because we were like exhausted at the end of our trip. So I finally convinced her, like oh, like put on like your nice outfit, like we'll go like to your name test. I don't want to do that. Like I thought we were gonna go out. I was like, I'll just put on your. So I finally convinced her. Like I packed all the bags and I left only out her nice outfit. I was like, yo, you have to wear that one. Like we're not gonna reopen the bags. So she puts on her nice outfit, gets all dressed up. We go walk it through Tokyo to these Your Name steps, and there's a bunch of people there taking photos. Like a bunch of people. Like these. It's funny. There's like these group of guys. It'd be like me, you, and Danny. They basically and we saw these guys everywhere, and they weren't the same guys, but they were like homies, like groups of guys.
Let's go.
And they're all just taking photos of each other. All of them were just like certain photos, like staring majestically out into the sky, or like looking seriously, looking down. And they would all pump their homie up, like, oh yeah, good. And they'd all take turns. Take turns walking up the stairs, or take turns. We'd shoot the sky. They would take turns posing, looking at each other. I'm like, dude, what am I watching? And they loved it. They
bromance. That's all it was.
They would do.
Bromance.
Like, use it for their social media pictures.
That's the dude equivalent of girls taking pictures of the girlfriends making the kissy face.
Yeah.
Instagram.
Yeah. So finally we were watching, and I told her, like, oh, just took some pictures. And then we were hanging around, waiting for everybody to clear. So eventually, like, we waited not that long. We waited 10 minutes. I was buying time. It's like, oh, let me just see what we're going to do next. We're kind of loosey-goosey on the last couple of days we were there. So I'm like, oh, let me see. So we just sent off to the side. So finally everybody left, and I was like, okay, quick. Like, I want to do, like, let's record a video. We'll recreate the ending. Like we'll walk up the steps, walk down the steps, and then we'll have it. So she has one of those Samsung phones that like flips onto itself. Like it's a folding Samsung phone, but she has the long version, so you can fold it in half, and it's its own little stand because you place the half on the bottom and it still records. So I set it up so it records the staircase, and then it was like, okay, so then we had to do it in reverse because in the movie the guy walks down the stairs and the girl walks up. No, yes, that's right. Yeah, that's right. No. The guy walks up the stairs and the girl walks down. That's how it is in the movie. But then we changed it because I needed to be behind her so I could get down on one knee and she wouldn't notice. So we reversed it. So I told her that she'll walk up the stairs, I'll walk down. So I told her, like, there's a video recording. I'm yelling at her to stop. I'm like a director. I'm like telling her to stop doing her pose.
Yeah, so I have that saved to anybody who wants to see it. Sam's just screaming
the
at
arguing.
me.
No, it's not arguing. She's like,
I want to see that. I want to see it, please.
She's like starting to walk. I'm like, hey, stop. She's like, what? And I'm like, okay, just stop right there. It's like, I'll tell you when to go. And then I'm like, I get in the spot. I'm like, okay, go. And then she goes and starts walking a little bit. I'm like, okay, stop for a second. And then she stops and she's like staring. And then I get down on one knee behind her, and it's perfectly in frame because I'm the best director in the world.
That's right.
And then I'm like, okay. And then she turns around and I am down on one knee and ask her to marry me. Review.
It was super cute, super thoughtful.
That's it?
Now, did Sam tell you to react again but with more emotion?
No, so it was actually almost the reverse. So the first time somebody reacted with too much emotion, and then she wanted to go again.
Yeah, so we had to take a moment and go back.
Sorry. I need to calm down.
Quite literally, it was very cute. It was very nice. And I recorded the video. I'm not going to post it. It was just for us to have. I had asked a bunch of people at my work before I went, like married people from my work, if they recorded when they proposed, or like if they needed, because you can hire a photographer, like to get like super nice photos of you proposing. And most of the people I asked, they said like, no, it's just a moment for us. Like we didn't hire somebody to take photos. We just wanted like that memory just for us, not to like post it all over the place. So I just set up her phone and recorded just so we can have it, maybe show our kids one day. And so we recorded it, but we took a bunch of pictures, like, the class, like with the ring, and like us on the stairs. When we started to walk away, and someone wanted to go back and retake the photos over again because she wanted them without any emotion in it.
Huh. What does that mean? No emotion.
I wanted to look more restrained, like a normal person, not like someone who is just shocked. My eyes were too bugged in the front.
Listen, everybody, this is where the whole robot heart comes into play.
Yeah, she puts a lot of work.
So I need to point out.
Go ahead.
The first memory of Katie that sticks in my brain is the old podcast, and Sam is describing watching, I think, Your Name, crying, going, I was getting emotional, and then Katie went, ew.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pythes, that's exactly what happened.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Figures it'd be a negative story.
See, it turned into a positive.
Yep.
They call me the lore master for a reason.
Yeah, I can tell by these. You have a good memory.
Yep. So it was good. She was shocked. She didn't know it was coming. Totally tricked her. Right?
Yep, totally.
Dude,
tricked me.
you took a page out of my book. My now wife was expecting, me to propose for like a whole month. I made her wait all the way until the last day of the month.
That's exactly what he did. That's right. You could have done it sooner in the trips. I could go around Japan with my cute little ring walking around.
Well, she also, the whole day when she was having her meltdown over not being able to find the ring in the luggage, she was throwing a fit the whole day. And I held strong.
You're like, that's right.
She was asking, or not asking, but she was talking about like the ring. And I knew she was mad about it. I knew. She didn't want to tell me. I knew she was mad about it. I didn't even ask. Didn't even bring it up. I just let her fucking pout around Tokyo. And just like I went around doing my thing. And I just held strong.
Yeah, he was a dick.
Yeah, Sam.
Paid off in the end, though, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
That's right.
So that was like our last day. And I think after that, we didn't really do much. We just hung out.
That was the day before, or the day we went to the airport.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, probably after that. I think we went back because we stored our bags. No,
That's when we got stopped by that little old man.
Yes, okay. So after we just got done proposing, so this fucking staircase is in like a little bit away from a station in Tokyo, but you kind of get into the suburbs area, and there's like a shrine in the suburbs. And we're walking through, and this old Asian man is walking towards us, and we're just walking, holding hands, and he's like, "Mama, you papa? Mama?" I'm like, huh?
Mama,
Like,
papa.
Mama, papa? Like, so beautiful. Like, picture, like, motioning a picture. I'm like, sure. So I give him my fucking phone. I'm like, go for it. And this old man is like, can barely speak any English. He's like directing us, like, okay, kiss. And then he separates us. He puts his hand between both of us. He's like, okay, now mama. And like, what pose do you have me do?
He had me do like a peace sign,
Yeah, peace
and I
sign.
just was not understanding. So Sam was yelling at me, do a peace sign. What are you doing? Do a peace sign.
Well, he kept doing this, like, okay, mama, like doing the peace sign. He's like, what?
Well,
What?
He was also pointing at us and being like, oh, one person, two person. So I thought he was telling Sam to like come back at me with like the two. But no, Sam was yelling at me that he means peace sign.
Peace.
So I threw up a peace sign real quick.
And then he was like, okay, papa, flex.
So Sam's like, all right.
So we do all of this, right? And he like has us come back together and kiss and take a photo. We do all of this super fucking nice. And then he just goes about his day. We never see him again. He just
Aw,
disappears.
he had such a great time doing
Shook
that.
Sam's hand and he gave me a hug.
Yeah, he's like,
Aw,
good job.
that's very
Good job.
sweet.
So beautiful. Good job. And I'm like, okay. And he leaves. We never see him again. I go to look at the photos. He had somehow switched himself over to video mode and had been stopping and starting a video over and over again. So we have no footage. We have no pictures.
No
we have
actual
nothing.
pictures?
It's just like him going click, 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 click. I'm like, oh, God.
Well,
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah. So just.
If this had been Hawaii, that guy would have charged you $40 for
that's
that.
what I was saying. I was
Yeah.
surprised Sam gave him the phone. I wasn't going to do it.
Yeah, well, if he wanted anything, we would have had it again. We were pretty broke by the end of it. So, but I think after that, we were staying at the Bleach Hotel. I think
Yeah.
we ended up spending the night there because we went back almost instantly to go hang out in the Bleach Hotel because we were tired as fuck. The Bleach Hotel, full of videos up on the YouTube channel if you want to take a look at that. It was a 5-star luxury hotel that does collaborations with series. And they did Jujutsu Kaisen previously. They had another room going on at the same time as like a kids anime show. If you come during the peak season when it's going on, they say they normally have a room with a vending machine inside of it that you can purchase merch from the vending machine for that show.
Damn,
By
that's
the time
super
we got there,
cool.
they only had like the kids stuff in it, and then she's like, "Oh, you might have to order it online." I was like, "Oh, okay, no biggie." The hotel is super dated. Like there's no air conditioning in the room, which was making me fucking fume.
Yeah, there's no air conditioning, but now if you see a lever and one side's blue and one side's red, wouldn't you assume that switching it to the blue side makes it colder? It does not. It is only a heater. There's no air
So
conditioner.
is the blue to turn it off or something?
I don't know. We don't know.
We had the heater.
room
We had the
temperature.
heater cranking. It was so hot when we came back. The bedside has an old school radio, like built into the headstand, so you can
Oh,
listen
it's
to
one
the
of
radio.
those.
The TV's old. The bathroom's
The
old.
pool's not heated. So even though there's a pool, we could not have access to it because we were told that it's too cold.
Yeah. So they don't keep the pool open during the winter because it's too fucking cold. They don't want to deal with it. The room was awesome, but watch the full video for that if you want to learn more about that. What else? I think that about wraps it up. I don't know anything that we missed in particular.
I don't think so. That's everything. It was out of order, but that was everything.
We got to it. We got to it all the way.
It's
there.
all good.
It was cool. I highly, highly recommend it. It's definitely worth an experience. We were thinking that for us, we got pretty starving towards the end with food was our only issue. We probably would have packed more snacks because like things out there that you would expect, like Cheetos, for example, doesn't exist. You're not gonna find Cheetos anywhere.
Did you not go eat like a little ramen stand.
We don't like actual ramen, Pythes. We don't like actual ramen, so it's wasted on us.
Pythes, that place is going to be amazing for me.
I like a fair amount of things. Anything vegetarian, I will eat. But if you do not finish the food there, it is super offensive. So we were also deterred from going into any restaurants because, like, heaven forbid, we don't like it and we don't have it in us to finish it. We don't want to offend the entire Japanese culture.
Yeah, so it's seen as rude. So they don't allow modification of any food. So a lot of times when you order, there's no like any way to do modifications because they don't like it. It's not a thing. They're basically you're questioning the chef doesn't know what he's talking about. And it's rude not to finish your meal. So we were deterred from trying any exotic restaurants because we're both picky eaters and we didn't want to have something we didn't like. And then now what do we do with it? We have no fucking idea. Highly recommend Japan if you can afford it. The most expensive thing out there is the flight. You could really have a cheap stay out there. It's just the fucking flight is brutal.
It's like about $1,000, right?
We did Google Flight Tracker on it, and for February, we did the 1st through the 15th. We round trip got $650 each, and that is the cheapest we could find, and it was a good deal.
And that was through United, so they give us 2 checked bags for free per person.
Wow,
one
that's not
carry-on bag and one personal item, all for free with the ticket purchase.
Damn, that's
so
actually
that's part
really
of the reason
good.
why we picked United for that because we knew we were gonna bring back a fuck ton of luggage.
And you said it was direct, right?
Yep, direct.
It was really nice.
It was 12 and a half hours there and 9 hours back.
9 back.
So yeah, it's like when they come back, they do a straight line for some reason, and when they go up, they do an arch. I don't know why. Don't know the logic to it.
Round
so
world.
going
How
there,
was the flight?
man, it was fucked up.
Oh, I
It
heard there was
was
turbulence, right,
so
for one of them?
long.
Oh, yeah.
The way back, the turbulence was really, really bad.
Yeah, not fun. I wanted to kill myself, so wasn't a fan of that. Didn't enjoy, but I made it. I had a horrible time. I watched Fast and Furious, super bad. I watched all kinds of stuff, but it was miserable. I had a horrible time. And then everybody kept, which I get it. It's fine. They you get like food service when you're in there, so they have like 2 meals that you get because you're on there for so long. Everybody wants to comment on the fact I don't want a meal. Like, what do you want? Rice or chicken? Nothing. Nothing? You don't want nothing? I'm like, yes, nothing. Like, I'm good, thank you. What do you mean you're good? Like, oh, can you just go to the next person, please? Jesus Christ. But it was all right. I don't know. I don't have anything else to say. I think it was a good time. I would go again. I would think the perfect amount for a trip would be 10 days. Yeah. That's what I would call the perfect amount. It's good enough to go around and hit all the spots, and I think you would leave at the perfect time before you're exhausted.
Yeah, I would do 2 days in Kyoto, 2 days in Osaka, and spend the rest of the time in Tokyo. I think that's a fairly good trip because towards the end we were tired, and it's a lot of walking, a lot of stairs because we can't figure out where any of the elevators are in the subways and train stations.
Yeah. So it was a lot of walking, and the subways are cool. But if you don't get a seat, it's also a lot of standing and holding yourself upright on the subways.
And the subways were rough; like they are flinging your body around. So you're definitely working on your core standing there too.
Yeah. Any questions about Japan that I can answer for you guys? I'll take any and all questions now. Go ahead.
Well, me and you've already talked about Japan enough, so I don't really have much.
Pythes, anything I can answer for you?
How much actual history did you look at, or did you just go look at temples?
So we looked at a lot of temples. We did a couple of tours. I was trying to get more tour guides. We could only get the Kyoto night walking tour, which was the most historic thing we did. But the other tours, there's not really any in Osaka because Osaka is just like so hip and so young. So that's not really just the vibe. But in Tokyo, they had a lot of tours, but the price of them wasn't worth it because they're all full day things. So we really just did the temples, and we saw like cultural sites and historic sites like the UNESCO. That's why we visited Osaka Castle. We went to Nagoya and we visited Nagoya Castle. But just hitting the sites and the temples, that was pretty much it. But I was trying to go to Hiroshima. That would have been cool. Sam was super against that.
Hiroshima's way fucking down on the other side of the country, so.
Yeah, apparently they want you to go there and look at all the cool shit that happened.
Yeah, once you go to Osaka, it's just like another hour south.
I want to go to like Hokkaido all the way up north.
Yeah,
I wanted to
that'd
go
be
to
cool.
Costco.
Well, you could go to what's the southernmost? I forget that one. Okinawa. Apparently they're super chill in Okinawa.
It's an island, isn't it?
Yeah, so Japan is a bunch of islands. Okinawa.
There's like a
is
chain of them, right?
Yeah. So I think there's like a name for the main Japan that's not actual Japan. They call it like another island name that I have no idea what it's called. But Okinawa, if we go when it's more like warm and sunny, my friend's from there and she says it's absolutely beautiful and everybody should add that to their list.
There you go.
Apparently, I think because they have a U.S. military base there, so a lot of people speak English.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay,
believe
that's cool.
so.
Yeah, the only thing that I feel like we perfectly hit it in the middle too. We missed the Bleach Art exhibit that was going for like a fucking year and a half. We missed that. And then starting
Jujutsu Kaisen ride at Universal.
Yeah, we missed that. We perfectly also they're just starting the Bleach or Ronkar rock musical. We missed that. It's starting like literally I think this week.
That'd be sick.
They have another Bleach like art exhibit also happening this week. So we perfectly picked the time with no Bleach stuff going on, and no Jujutsu Kaisen stuff going on.
Yeah, we missed a lot of the Jujutsu Kaisen stuff.
Yeah. But we'll survive. There's plenty of Bleach merch to be bought. Just go to Shonen Jump Store, Animate, Akihabara. Look at any of the used figure stuff. They're everywhere. Fucking everywhere. Especially 1,000 Year Blood War stuff. If you're looking for that, it's everywhere.
Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
So, what would you say is your favorite thing that you found while you were there?
The Kukaku figure.
Yeah, not that. I think that Kyoto Geisha Night Tour was so cool. Sam loved it too. Him and the guy were vibing.
Yeah,
Oh,
me
is
and
this
the
one of
tour
the
guide were
things-
besties.
Is this one of the things Sam wasn't complaining about?
Yeah, I know, which they're so rare and so few of them. He loved this one because it was Philippe, our tour guide, is a little guy from France, and he, which Sam's words, not mine, he identified Sam as the alpha, so he just hung out with him for the entire night.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, so it was funny. We were doing this tour, and it was like a couple girls, a bunch of couples. It was basically like
Yeah, it was a
3 or
bunch of
4 couples. And he very quickly, I was telling her, I feel like he's only talking to me. Like we would start walking, he'd walk right next to me and just talk to me. And then he would get us on a group and he'd make eye contact with me and just talk to me. I'm like, what is happening? Like he's just like every time, and like we go to the next spot, oh, he's right next to me again, telling me the history, ask me questions. We walked in and we were almost super late. We were right on time, barely made it. And he has this like big old bike, and I'm like, oh, like we're like looking at the bike. He's like, where are you guys from? I'm like, oh, Orange County, like California. Oh, this is where I got my bike from. And like immediately he started talking about his bike and how everybody
My
loves
bike's
it.
from Irvine.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah. And so he just immediately loved us. Just
Yes.
like,
We did very quickly learn that being on time in Japan is being late, because when we buy tickets for stuff, if it's at 10, it says to be there at 9:50. So we also had tickets for the Imperial Palace. We were going to get there right at 1:30 or whatever our ticket time was, but that would have been late. We should have been there at 1, so we missed our ticket slot. So it's the same thing with this guy's tour.
yep.
Sam, was this pre or post head shave?
Pre. Head shave was near the very end because I wanted to look good for our engagement photos. But she didn't know
I'm
that.
trying to figure out how sympathetic people were when they saw the big
No,
black
no.
spot on
The
their
big
head.
black
I only had the shaved head for like 2 days.
Yeah, it was only when we got back in Tokyo at the very end that he shaved it, and he looked fucked up.
Now, one guy was very sympathetic to me when we were coming out of Don Quixote the last time, and I smacked my fucking head right on the roof coming out of Don Quixote, and he was like a Samoan guy. I think he's like, "Oh, you okay, brother?" I was like,
Oh,
"Yeah." I'm
no.
like, "I'm fine." I've been hitting my head all over. He's like, and he's like a bigger guy, he's Samoan, so he's like larger than me, not taller, but like wider. And he's like, "Oh, it's okay, brother. I've been hitting myself on everything." Also, I was like, "Yeah, it's like, this fucking sucks." And he's like, "Yeah."
Yeah, in Shibuya, we were at the super small hotel, and Sam could not fit in the bathroom. His head was literally touching the top of the ceiling. And get this, the door to our bathroom
Okay.
was glass,
Okay.
which poor little Sam cannot he cannot figure it out. So this glass door, he fucking walked right into it, smacked his head right into it. He forehead banged it so hard. I'm surprised that the
Didn't break.
glass didn't shatter from his gigantic skull.
Some asshole
reminds
left
me
the
of
door
all those
open. I went right
videos.
into it.
Oh, this is hilarious.
Reminds me of all the videos you see of like dogs running into windows.
Oh, totally, that's
Yeah.
him. There's also like little lips in the hotel rooms when you go to look outside, like the big like panorama window. You go out there, and the little lip, wham! Every single time. He does not learn.
Okay, well, this is a thing. It happened to us when we were in Seattle also, and I don't know why it exists. But they have the window, and then they have the curtains. And then at the part where like the wall is right in front of the window, they'll have like a plank of wood that will like come down. And I don't know if it's like to guard you. I don't know what it's
I
for.
think it's like the rail for the curtains, so it's like covers it, so it has like a thicker piece of like molding or something.
So like it's always a little hang piece, and I've hit my head on like every hotel we've gone to.
Alright.
So lovely 10 out of 10 experience. I'll probably bring a helmet next time, but aside from that, it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Would you consider going in a wheelchair?
Yeah, hell yeah. Then I wouldn't have to walk anywhere.
Katie pushing you.
Yeah, no fucking
Yeah, someone was already having a meltdown that I was walking too fast. So
His
Okay,
one
now here's my-
step is like 3 of mine.
Okay, here's my proposition. I push you everywhere, but you pay for my trip.
I think that's fair.
now when I pay for your
And then
trip,
I
do I pay for lodging and ticket, and that's it?
Yeah.
I'm not paying for any merch purchases.
No, merch is my problem.
Okay, easy.
And now another caveat we have to add. I am dragging you to every dumbass historical thing that are up mountains, crossing streams. We're going scuba diving.
I mean, listen, that
See-
sounds like a problem for Pythes because I'm gonna be in a fucking wheelchair. So what do I care?
I mean, that sounds lovely.
How are you gonna get him? How are you gonna get him up
sidecar
the?
for
How are you gonna get him up the stairs?
Yeah, there's
I'm
no
gonna turn that
elevators.
shit around and haul him up.
Damn.
Dude, best of luck. You'd be so goddamn tired, Pythes. The stairs are fucking crazy.
He's
so
just gonna
best of
push you
luck.
off.
Hey man, that's just extra cardio.
I'd pay that amount of money to watch you try.
Okay, go for it.
All right. Well, I think we're good. Yeah, I think it covers the Japan trip in full. I don't know how long that was, but I assume we've been talking for a long time. If you guys have any questions in the
minute.
comments, we can answer anything. I'll be in there. Katie's not allowed to be in there; she's too toxic, so we'll keep that to myself. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's the Bleach Boys filler arc trip to Japan. So we'll be back with some more content hopefully soon. There's supposed to be some big Bleach news right around the corner.
Yes.
I think they said March 18th. I think
Something like that. Next
in
week.
the Shonen Jump issue. So fingers crossed we get something good there. Until then, we will see you guys next time. Make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe. We'll see you later. Bye, everybody.